In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. George Orwell. Yeah. This is Blood Politics. The only podcast where we don't talk about politics. We be about politics. And our mission statement is to empower, educate, and encourage everyone to speak out against fascism. Speak out against injustice and fight for freedom and equality for everyone. This is Blood Politics, and we ain't stopping till they put us in the grave. We ain't gonna be quiet, and we ain't gonna be scared, and we ain't gonna go along with the crowd. This is Blood Politics.
What's going on, guys? Another show, another day, some more chaos to cover. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for joining me once again. I'm Boston Brian. This is Blunt Politics. You've made it to the right place. Now just make it worth it for both of us and hit that like button. Again, if you like what you're hearing, if you like what you're seeing after watching a little bit of the show, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. Doesn't cost you a single cent. It goes a long way in helping the old algorithm let you know that, you're having a good time. You like what you're seeing, you enjoy it, and you want to see more of it. So please try to get us to 20,000 subscribers by the time we start kicking ass in the midterm elections. I want to be there and at the top of the podium when we start wiping the floor with the GOP. And it's only with your help that we're going to be able to do it. We have a little bit of breaking news. I know you guys have probably already heard to get to, but before we get into everything we'll be talking about, what do you say we say hi to the people that make this show possible on a daily basis, which is the fabulous chat and the mods that we have here, which are the best in the business. Thank you guys so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. No Money G, Karen, Yakov, what's up, my dude? Appreciate you. What's up, Leslie? I see you over there. Yeah, we're trying, Leslie. It's a slow roll. It's a slow push. You know what I mean? We're doing our best, though. We're trying to get to 20K. You guys have been unbelievable in supporting this show. So what's up, Blunt Front? What's going on, my friends? How are you? What's up, LD? What's up, Selena? How are you, Jackie? What's up, JF? Everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Substack, the whole 9 yards. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate it. You guys are warriors. Your aggression, your passion, being on the right side of history, being part of the resistance is very much appreciated. So, again, thank you for landing here and spending some of your time. I know time is the most valuable thing that you have in your life right now besides the gasoline in your car. But, like I say, if you spend a little bit of a time here at Blunt Politics, it is appreciated. Thank you so much, and hit that like button. Yeah, we got a lot to dive into today. Thursday, April 2nd, 2026. And again, the news of Pam Bondi out as AG. We'll get into that, as well as the markets in chaos as far as Donald Trump's speech or address, or whatever you want to call it, the just waste of time, the absolute waste of 20 minutes that I spent after the show last night getting caught up on. Just basically, he could have just posted his Truth Social account. If he just posted his fucking, if he just posted his, his page over there on Truth Social, he would have got out the same points. Would have been the same fucking thing. It would have saved us a bunch of time. We're also taking a look at Alex Jones having some shit to say on Donald Trump's health. Seems to be finally jumping off the wagon fully. No, I don't mean alcohol, considering what we saw is as far as his state on Tim Pool's show. Just the MAGA wagon, I would say. So we'll be taking at a couple looks of that. Doesn't seem to be off of the, the crazy Republican Democrats, a demons wagon, just off Donald Trump's wagon. There's a couple clips I got here from Tim Pool as well. Tim Pool's not doing well, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at Tim Pool's, thumbnails or the titles to his videos lately, but Tim Pool's going through it. There's basically just loss after loss after loss after loss to talk about broken promises, bad news coming out of the Trump regime that he's single-handedly responsible for getting into power. Not single-handedly, but, he's got a big hand in playing as far as that's concerned. We got that to talk about. Obviously, the oil spikes, the drop in the markets we'll be discussing, Trump's disastrous address as he says the quiet part out loud. Not sure if you've seen or heard about that clip. I know it's been making its way around the old social medias as far as talking about the things that we can't fund here in the United States and the things that we have to fund. And again, I don't think you'll be surprised as far as Donald Trump's response is that as far as that's concerned. But it is basically the quiet part out loud. We can't sustain these social things, these social programs that keep people alive and sustain people. But we can and do have to continuously put more money into the military, funding wars and that type of stuff. So all of that and more to get into. Thank you guys so much for again all of your support. There's a Venmo up in the corner here. So if anybody has Venmo, you can take a quick picture of that, send you right to my Venmo. It's the quickest and easiest way to support the show. All we ask for is $1 or $2. Nothing more than that. If you feel like giving more than that, that's totally 100% up to you guys. But again, $1 or $2 goes a long way. There's YouTube memberships you can sign up for just underneath me. It's way less than a gallon of gas, I hate to say, for a month's membership. So you can also gift those out, or you can go, the chat route and just give a super chat or a super sticker. You can also check out patreon.com/Boston Brian. Again, we're going through a whole reworking of the Patreon. So thank you guys so much for your patience. Thank you guys so much for your understanding. We're going through different perks that you'll be getting. Now you'll be getting, stickers and tote bags. We're going to be staying up on it. So again, different perks for these different levels that you'll be signing up on Patreon. Just kind of an example here for you guys. The $5 a month one, and you get a follow on whatever social media platforms that you're on. Obviously, a shout out. We're going to be keeping track of who the new monthly supporters are. We're going to get it, obviously be getting in touch with people that may have been missing out on these opportunities. But again, just kind of an example of some of the perks and some of the things that you'll be getting as far as, Patreon merch discounts. You'll get access to the Discord server, other things, obviously access to the Zooms and Patreon meetups that we have every single month. So we're trying to make it worth your while. Again, we don't take any money from sponsors. We don't take any money from different companies selling their shit here because they, have some sort of agenda. We don't talk to or charge for any of the Substacks or talk to, anybody trying to, again, filter or fund money into this in the background and basically has a say over what I can and cannot talk about. It's only with the help and the support of you guys that we're able to do this. So we're trying to do it the right way. I know it's not the most profitable business plan. It's not the quickest way to stardom, if I will say so myself, as far as YouTube and political commentary is concerned. But I do think it is the right way to do things. And I'm willing to kind of, stick through it and kind of go through the tough times in order to make that a possibility. Because a lot of the channels that you guys watch, unfortunately, are inundated with ads. They're inundated with, just nonsense and clickbait and things that just draw you in, but then eventually give you absolutely no insight whatsoever. Again, a lot of people talking about ads and that type of stuff when you're watching the creators that you like, and we try not to do that to you here. You know what I mean? You're not going to get. I don't put the ads on for the lives. I have no ads that I run myself for you guys. Again, it's all the Venmo, Patreon, you guys and your support, and that's it. So, all right, let's get into the show. Thank you so much to the chat, as always. Much appreciated to you guys. Love you, appreciate you. And thank you so much. All right, let's dive into a couple of these topics. Obviously, what everybody's speaking about here this morning is the fact that Pam Bondi is out as AG. See if I can throw this on the old screenage for you. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I want either. But this is what I want. There you go. All right. So yeah, this is just a quick clip here from Fox News confirming the reporting that everybody had kind of been suggesting. We kind of have to recognize the fact that Donald Trump is unwilling to go as far as firing these people. I want everybody to take notice of that as well. We continue to see, Pam Bondi fired, when really what they're doing is they're just being shifted into different positions, right? Whether it was Greg Bavino, we've seen it happen in a couple other instances as far as this is concerned. But Donald Trump has to really be worried about what these people know, right? I mean, these people that have been sifting through the Epstein files, these people that have been, tasked with, blacking out Donald Trump's name and all the Epstein files, these people probably know a lot more than they're leading on as far as in front of cameras and in front of microphones and letting the public know. So Donald Trump really has to fucking tiptoe. Yeah, Todd Blanche, I see you in there, Karen. Todd Blanche going to take over as interim AG, I should report there. Doesn't seem like that's going to be a long-term, long-standing thing as far as what's been reported so far. So we'll have to keep our eye on who he's kind of, I think there was a name mentioned the other day. I forget exactly who the reporting was. I'll have to take a look at that. But yeah, Todd Blanche is going to step in as interim AG. Pam Bondi is getting some other stupid, cushy position. What was the other one? I can't. Oh, it was Kristi Noem. So instead of her being labeled as fired, it was basically just kind of transferred as far as the administration was concerned into this ridiculous job name agency that nobody's ever fucking heard of whatsoever. But they're worried. Donald Trump has to be really worried about what these people know, what Pam Bondi knows, and he's got to kind of tiptoe around this while being like, I got to remove you. Also, here's kind of like another paycheck you can consistently get. You'll still have kind of this cushy spot inside of the administration, right? You just won't be AG. So it's kind of a slap in the face while also saying, please don't tell on me. Like, we'll still keep you around in some way, shape, or form so that you can tag along on the coattails of the regime. So this is what, it's kind of very telling where he's not coming out and firing anybody. He doesn't have the balls to do it. And especially where he knows that Pam Bondi has some pretty good fucking information that if he crosses the line, if he was to outright fire her, leave her with no position, no spot in the government, that she might be fucking, kind of considering the old whistleblower route, if you do know what I mean. And again, if Pam Bondi does in fact decide to come and see the light and take the whistleblower route, I think there would be a lot of people that would kind of take it maybe a little easier on her. We won't stop altogether. That's fucking ridiculous, obviously, considering the hell that she's put us through. But again, there's a route there. There's a route there where she can come out a little bit better looking, not better looking, but, kind of looking better, I should say, as far as this situation is concerned than she does right now, right? So again, let's dive into this quick clip from Fox News. This is Peter Ducey, I think, announcing the news that Pam Bondi is out as AG and Todd Blanche is in. In case you're just joining us, that is the news this morning. So let's see if we can take a look at this quick Fox News clip here.
Kaylee, I just got off the phone with President Trump. We have a big scoop. Pam Bondi will soon leave her job as the Attorney General. She is going to get a different job within the administration. It doesn't sound like there is any bad blood between her and President Trump, but it does seem like they want her to go and do something else.
Doesn't seem like there's any bad blood between her and President Trump. She's getting removed from the top spot, right? She's getting removed as Attorney General, the fucking top law enforcement officer in the fucking country, right? And being put into some no-name position. I don't know if it's been named yet. He didn't seem to have named it in this report, but I'm sure it's something along the lines of what Noem was kind of relegated to. So again, the fact that this is not looked at as a clear and blatant slap in the face, as far as the bullshit and the stupidity and the nonsense and the failures that Pam Bondi has been responsible for, basically it's Donald Trump saying that she hasn't done enough. She hasn't done enough to cover up the files. She hasn't done enough to prosecute Donald Trump's political opponents. So this isn't like, Donald Trump firing her because, he wants more released. It's the complete and total opposite. It's Donald Trump firing her, or again, not firing her, I should say, moving her into a new position as to not piss her off, because he doesn't think that he thinks that she released too much. She's talked too much. She didn't do a good enough job in front of Congress to cover up for the Epstein files and cover up for Donald Trump, right? That's why he's doing this. He wants more political prosecutions, and Pam Bondi's tried. Believe me, there's just no fucking cases to be made. It's all ridiculous, nonsensical bullshit. She's fucking tried, so it's not for lack of trying that he hasn't been able to prosecute his political opponent, but still, he hasn't seen the results from it, so that's why he's taken this move, and he still feels the heat, and he wants this to go away totally, and he thinks Pam Bondi was put in that position, rightly so, to do just that, to make sure that this story went away completely, that there was no way for it to come back up, that, they could make it seem like they did everything that they were supposed to do as far as redacting and releasing the files, and then there would be no avenue for the public or for the media to try to bring this back up. That was the ultimate goal and intent as far as putting Pam Bondi into that AG position in the first place by Donald Trump. And it's clearly she's failed in every regard. Not only has she failed in the eyes of people that do want to see accountability and justice, she's also failed in the eyes of the Fuhrer, who wanted this kind of wrapped up, swept under the rug, completely, totally locked in a vault, never to be seen again. So she's failed fucking completely and totally in every single way on and by every angle that you could possibly imagine in this. She's got no friends left as far as this is concerned, right? So again, why she wouldn't take that whistleblower avenue as far as this is concerned and take the protection and make it, at least come out of this, putting some people behind bars like she's originally supposed to do as Attorney General. You know what I mean? But, well, I digress. But here's again, Peter Ducey finishing off that quick report here.
And in an interim role, she will be replaced by Todd Blanche, who is currently her deputy at the Justice Department. So it doesn't sound like Blanche is being elevated long term to the Attorney General.
And again, Todd Blanche, Donald Trump's personal fucking attorney, is now going to be interim Attorney General for the United States as Donald Trump is president. Just let that fucking sink in, right? I mean, the corruption and the fraud and the incest as far as people in Trump's orbit now getting powerful positions inside this administration runs so deep that now Donald Trump has managed to get his personal fucking attorney, his personal lawyer, installed at least as interim AG, but obviously had a pretty cushy and powerful position before that as Pam Bondi's underling, right? So this is the state of the fucking union. This is the state of our country right now. This is how fucked up, mumbled, jumbled, corrupt, and it just makes absolutely no sense how we've managed to get to this point. When again, we're talking about at some point in this country, fucking Jimmy Carter's peanut farm. Like, how ridiculous of a conversation does that seem like now when we talk about the crypto money, when we talk about the NFTs, Melania's movies and the amount of money she got from fucking Bezos and that ridiculous bullshit. You can talk about the colognes, the perfumes, the watches, the sneakers, the deals with the different Middle Eastern countries there where he's coming back with golden butt plugs and who knows else what, you know what I mean? Like, this motherfucker is pocketing the $10 billion lawsuit against the Treasury. Pick your poison as far as the corruption is concerned. You could spin around, till you're blue in the face, fall over, and you'd land on something that is corrupt as far as this administration is concerned. So again, the big news here that isn't really news, considering it had been reported on, and Donald Trump had been kind of murmuring in the background about the removal of Pam Bondi, has happened, but she's only going to another spot in hopes that she keeps her mouth shut about what she's seen and what her kind of the agents that she's responsible or was responsible for had seen in the Epstein files. So again, I don't know, what we could do to pressure or entice Pam Bondi to come out with the information at this point. Maybe it's mocking and ridiculing her for her failures and now whatever position she now holds as far as way down on the fucking total poll compared to being Attorney General. But I'm ready and willing and here to mock and ridicule and kind of make fun of and laugh at and piss off and whatever else you want to call Pam Bondi. That's what I'm here to do. So Pam Bondi, you stupid son of a bitch, you look like a fool, you failed everybody, and the only way that you could possibly look even a little bit better in this situation is if you come out and actually tell everybody what you really saw in the files and the shit that you redacted that you shouldn't have redacted, and again, take the fucking whistleblower protections and make maybe some people go behind bars like you were supposed to do as your job in the first place. How about that? Okay, clip that shit. All right, let's dive on here to this next story that I wanted to pull up. And again, this is we're getting into it a little early. I understand typically I wait till the end of the show or at least the later half of the show to bring up idiots like this, but this was too juicy. This was too beautiful for me to make you wait for. This is again on the same story here with Pam Bondi getting removed as AG. Benny Johnson, I want to hear how Benny Johnson has to break this to his crowd. Is that okay? Can we indulge a little bit? Can we just try to figure out, again, the bad news just continues to come in for these right-wing podcasters, whether it's Benny Johnson or Tim Pool, right? Seemingly, two Kremlin-backed propagandists by the Russians here have had nothing but bad news to report for quite some time now. We took a look, I think, was it last week, at Tim Pool's page of thumbnails and his titles, and it's all piss poor. Either Donald Trump lied about something, they lost an election, they're losing this generation, nuclear war, whatever it is, it's not good. And again, this is along the same lines here with Benny Johnson. Pam Bondi just got fired by Trump. So again, let me see how he breaks this story to his audience. And again, the AI usage by Benny Johnson is just, again, it's out of control. It is out of control. But let's see if we can, at least a minute or two. I'm dying to see how Benny Johnson's going to break this to his fans, how he's going to try to rewrite the history on this one, how he's going to try to make it seem like it's not a big deal, nothing to worry about, nothing to see here. Again, I haven't seen it. That's just my speculations. That's just what I'm guessing. I'm sure he's going to try to make it seem like this is nothing to see here, something like that. So let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you guys so much for your support. Again, this is Benny Johnson straight out of the Kremlin talking about Pam Bondi getting removed as AG. Let's see what he's got to say. How does he get to use this music? Like, I don't understand how he gets to use all this copyrighted music. And if I play it on my show, I get kind of, not a strike, but I get, people email and saying to take the music down, to remove that section. Like, I don't understand how that works. People are really selling Benny Johnson the rights to this music to play, or does it not matter on Rumble? I'm confused. I don't get it. I'm going to mute it until it's done, though. But you can see, man, didn't see that one coming, huh? I bet you Benny Johnson didn't see this one coming before the administration kicked off, right? When Pam Bondi got installed there as AG, if I had told Benny Johnson that a few months down the line he was going to be making an AI video with Donald Trump fucking hip tossing Pam Bondi across the fucking Capitol grounds or wherever he is right now, I don't think he would have believed me. I think there would have been something as far as pushback coming back from Benny Johnson as far as that's concerned. Holy shit. This is where we are, people. This is where we are in our country. These people that said it's going to be the best administration you've ever seen, right? The Renaissance, the American Renaissance is going to come back. It's bigger and stronger. It's the 250th anniversary of this country. And boy, are we going to have our golden moment when Donald Trump comes in and ends all the wars, when he lowers all of the prices for everything, when he gets rid of the swamp, right? When all of the bullshit, the lies, the rhetoric, he's going to get rid of all the criminals, the rapists, the drug dealers. He's going to build the wall. We're going to have an iron, gold, and silver, diamond dome over the country that's going to protect us from shit that, we haven't seen ever. You know what I mean? It's like all of the things, all of the lies that we know that we covered for quite some time that Donald Trump was spewing time and time again, like the fascist that he is, trying to get people to ultimately believe his nonsensical bullshit rhetoric. We told you guys. And Benny Johnson and Tim Pool and Candace Owens and fucking Piers Morgan and Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn and the rest of these fucking pricks, right? We're out there telling you how bad the Democrats were going to be. Don't vote for a woman. Don't vote for a black woman. God forbid, right? That there's just absolutely no way you could do any of that, right? But again, the people that stayed home and didn't vote because they thought somehow that Donald Trump and his regime were going to be better off either for fucking Gaza or the Palestinians at large or the Middle East at large, you fucking morons, okay? But again, I digress because Benny Johnson now having to report the fact that Pam Bondi has been removed as AG with fire and fucking fury in the background. Everything's in chaos. And it's because of his doing, because of the man that he fucking gets on his knees for every single day next to Lindsey Graham and decides to, what happened there? What did I press? My apologies. I can go back to it, though. Let me go back to the video. I think I hit the mouse. But yeah, this is the same guy that he gets on his knees for every single goddamn day. But yeah, let's see if we can check this out. Let's see. I'm dying to know how he gets this across to his base. Oh.
Things must come to an end, and if you...
What's he say? All good things must come to an end? Is that what he said? Let me say, yeah.
All bad things must come to an end, and if you asked all the people in this photo, it was a very, very bad thing. Pam Bondi as
What do you mean? What are you talking about, Benny? They broke the case. They came out and released everything. Didn't you hear what they said on this day? Like, they had literally been shown everything, and they came out and they just broke this case wide open. There was no more mystery after this. Although they did come out and find really quickly that everything that they had been told and shown was not only publicly available, but it was actually less information that was already publicly available at that moment. So they look like absolute fucking twat bags in that regard. And these people sitting in front of you who, again, thought that they had, cleared this up, right? That thought that they had broke this through to the universe, were used and played as puppets and pawns bigger than anybody I've ever seen in my life. And they were more happy and more ecstatic to be used and looking like fucking morons than any other people I've seen in that position. But Benny Johnson here, again, didn't see it coming a few months ago. I can tell you that much, that he'd be talking about this situation. I'm sure that he defended when it happened. I'm sure he defended every single one of these people that were made to look like absolute assholes in this situation. But now again, he's pointing it out as looking like, now maybe it wasn't so good.
General. I know so many of the people in this photo. One of the people who got an Epstein binder in this infamous moment at the White House is my executive producer, ALX. And inside of this binder was the already public Jeffrey Epstein flight logs that had been redacted as, like, I don't know, some type of new insult to the...
So why do you think that happened, Benny? Why do you think that this White House would work so hard to orchestrate this fucking propaganda piece to bring in all of these creators, right? To make it seem like that they were being so transparent and so open and honest about whatever information that they had, and that they were willing to let these fucking schmucks waddle their fat asses into the fucking White House and walk out with the most, bombshell historic information in history as far as sex trafficking and child sex trafficking is concerned, and the relationship and involvement of high profile people on this planet. Like, that's what they were made to believe. And why do you think that was orchestrated like that, Benny? Why do you think the White House would put together such a propaganda moment rather than, again, I don't know, maybe just releasing the files that they supposedly had or said that was on Pam Bondi's desk, right? I'm curious. Are you not going to ask any questions? You're not going to wonder, maybe this has to do with the guy that's now in charge of the Republican Party and has been for the last 10 years, and his involvement in the files and his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and the rest of these fucking people now in his administration that also had deep ties, deep relationships to Jeffrey Epstein, that have been caught lying to not only the media, the public, and the administration about their ties and relationship to Jeffrey Epstein. Nutlick. There's a ton of them out there that we could point to, but a lot of them prominent inside of Donald Trump's cabinet, inside of his administration, and very friendly with him for quite some time. So I'm just curious if Benny Johnson at any point is going to take a step back and say, you think the guy now leading this country, who has all the fucking power in the world, has installed all of his sycophantic fucking assholes in the right positions to make sure that he doesn't face accountability and justice, right? Do you think that guy who has all the motive in the world to make sure that these files don't get released, do you think that he might be behind some of this? You think he might have orchestrated or had ordered this to be orchestrated on his behalf? Is that just something that maybe comes across your mind at some points while you're watching this bullshit, Benny? Just curious. I don't know. Just a rational thought on my end. My apologies.
People who were there at the White House, defenders of the president, people who like MAGA, people that helped the president win the White House. Why would you insult them like this?
Yeah, why?
And hand them already publicly available information.
And again, he's going to try to put this on Pam Bondi, right? This is the fucking wacky, like, ridiculous psychology of this that I just will never understand, right? He's going to just completely remove Donald Trump from any culpability in this, right? He's just, this is my guess. I haven't seen this. This is just my guess. But where he's going and the way he's talking about this is just making me believe that he's going to point this all on Pam Bondi. Like Pam Bondi herself went in there as AG and said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to completely fucking totally fuck this whole thing up. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to obfuscate and I'm going to defend and I'm going to redact shit I shouldn't redact. And I'm going to make sure that I don't put people in prison because that's what I want to do. Or is it more likely that she's following the orders, she's following the instructions of Donald Trump and his underlings because of what it means in their involvement? Like, what is more likely? Let's just talk about and run through the options here. And what, we don't really have to think too long as far as that's concerned, but I can guarantee you here, and I'll put my hand up if I'm wrong, that he's going to try to put this 100% on Pam Bondi, like she orchestrated this. And believe me, not to say that Pam Bondi isn't wholly fucking responsible in a major way and shouldn't be fucking, held responsible and face, culpability and face, actions afterwards. Absolutely, she should, right? But to think that she went in there with this intent, like she had this like, backroom plan, and she went in there with this like maniacal plot this whole time to go in there and botch this whole thing on her own behalf is ridiculous. Even I don't believe that. This is clearly somebody that's following instructions. Like, you can tell how confused she is at a lot of the time when she's speaking either in Congress or in front of the cameras. Like, the obviously the hypocrisy that we've heard from her, it's on her desk. We don't have it. Like, that's the prominent features that we talk about, but even like not having answers to it, and when she's in front of Congress trying to attack Democrats the same way that Donald Trump would in one of his rallies or speeches, right? Like, that just it makes it seem like she's doing more defending because of instructions than she is because it's on her own beliefs or intent, as far as that's concerned. So again, she's 100% responsible. She should face fucking accountability. She should be facing fucking, criminal prosecutions as far as obfuscating and not prosecuting criminals and again, blocking an investigation, however they did it, however you can prove they did it. That's absolutely true. But again, I think she's facing those actions, and she did those actions because of the instructions, obviously, and the orders from Donald Trump, because of Donald Trump's involvement, right? I don't think Pam Bondi's in there, redacting files because she's in the files, right? It's because Donald Trump's in the fucking files.
Out in front of all of the media in the world. Normally, there's not photographers just standing right outside of the White House. This seemed to be done on purpose.
I think that's his earpiece. Somebody in the chat says, does Benny have an earring on his right ear? I think that's his, he's got one of those like professional pieces where it goes like behind the ear, and the clear one goes like, he has to seem like he's professional. Again, he looks more like fucking Judge Doom than anything else. So I don't know how he thinks that makes him look professional, but I think that's what that is.
Or with like malicious intent, or out of absolute incompetence. I'm not sure which, but at some point it doesn't really matter, because the cake is baked, and thus started the saga of punching.
Wait, did he say the administration, or did he say Pam Bondi? I'll fast forward after this. I'm just curious who he put that on.
This seemed to be done on purpose, or with like malicious intent, or out of absolute incompetence. I'm not sure which, but at some point it doesn't really matter.
I'm going to go with the malicious intent part. I'm going to take the malicious intent option as far as that's concerned, because they knowingly made these people look like fools. Especially if they had the real files sitting on Pam Bondi's desk, right? Like, they made these people knowingly go in there and hold these fucking binders up, knowing that it was public information, knowing that there was actually more information publicly known than what was in those binders, to make it seem like everybody could, forget about this. Everybody doesn't have to talk about this anymore. Sweep it under the rug. It's been found. Again, Donald Trump was hoping that this was going to be the catalyst for people, not talking about this anymore, when really it just made people speculate and question everything even more, even further at that point. So again, if he's trying to, I'm dying to know who he's going to say as far as this is concerned, if it's Pam Bondi or it's Donald Trump. And I have a great, I have a big, I have a sneaking suspicion, I'll say, that he's going to put it on Pam Bondi.
Because the cake is baked, and thus started the saga of punching ourselves directly in the nuts over Epstein time and time and time again in this administration. It's been very, very frustrating. I know for the president, for many of the people involved, because I know a lot of the people.
Did you hear what he just said? Did you hear what he just said? He said it was going to be frustrating, or it has to be frustrating for the president. How is it frustrating for the president? You see how he's trying to remove him from this? The same way that they all have been doing this. It's fucking outrageous. I don't know or understand how people are going to be able to look back on this and like kind of dissect the psychology of this, but to continuously remove the guy that clearly has the most to lose, that clearly has the most involvement, that clearly has the biggest motive, that clearly has the most fucking power and influence to make this shit happen at every single turn, and to blame the underlings that were brought in by this person with all the power, motive, and intent. It's crazy. It's fucking outrageous. It is so wild to me that they continue to do this. I don't understand. It's driving me absolutely fucking crazy. Like, they know how stupid they look. They know how dumb they look, and they continue to do this every single fucking time. Why would Donald Trump be frustrated? If he's frustrated, it's because Pam Bondi didn't cover up enough. If he's frustrated, it's because Pam Bondi didn't go far enough in her prosecutions against Donald Trump's political opponents, right? She didn't redact enough information. She didn't cover up enough names in the files. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why would he be frustrated, you stupid son of a bitch? Why? Why is that even a thing going through your head that Donald Trump would be frustrated somehow? Again, if it's not just the fact that any of the information was allowed to come out, that the information and the emails that were deleted and put back on with his name and his involvement were allowed to be out there. That's what he's frustrated or would be frustrated about. Not the fact that we haven't seen enough. Holy shit, Benny. This is nuts. I knew it. So this whole thing is going to be like, I can't believe how she betrayed Donald Trump. Like she botched this and it's making Trump look bad. Like, no, he's directly responsible. The Führer is the Führer. Das Führer is das Führer. Like, fuck.
Has been very, very frustrating. I know for the president, for many of the people involved, because I know a lot of the people involved. And so this is just sort of like the
Epstein files. You know, a lot of people involved in the Epstein files. I don't doubt it, because if you know a lot of people in the administration, then by technicality, you know a lot of people in the Epstein files. So again, true statement by Benny.
Photo of like a misread and a misunderstanding of the current moment in American politics. And it may well cost Pam Bondi her job. Here we go. The top article in the world right now. Pam Bondi begged Trump not to fire her during dramatic White House showdown as insider reveals the final straw. So Pam Bondi allegedly is being fired. Here is the...
I don't know. We might have to dive into that one. We might have to dive into that article. The Daily Mail, who typically these fucking assholes use to, again, use and spread their propaganda and talk about whatever bullshit the Daily Mail is spewing about on a daily basis. But this time, talking about how Pam Bondi was in there begging and pleading for her job. So again, maybe she is not happy. Maybe she's unhappy enough to a point where she's thinking about releasing some shit. I don't know. One can only hope and speculate as far as that's concerned. But I'm sure there's some juicy details as far as the fight, the dramatic showdown that happened in the White House, as stated here by the Daily Mail. We don't have to dive into it, but wouldn't that be juicy?
Begged Trump not to fire her during dramatic White House showdown as insider reveals the final straw. So Pam Bondi allegedly is being fired. Here is the core.
So obviously this was put out. When did he put this out? This must have been put out. This says an hour ago. So he clearly wasn't on top of the reporting, the breaking news this morning, because he's talking about this and speculating on it like it may happen still when it has happened. Indeed, it in fact did happen.
Core article that, again, alleges this, written by Shelby Talcott, who is a boutique reporter for Semaphore. Again, a little boutique outlet, but not as bad as most fake news outlets, I guess, if I'm trying to be courteous here.
Yeah, sure. So again, these people using every single one of the outlets that they demonize, every single one of the outlets that they call fake news and that you shouldn't listen to, don't believe anything they say. But every time they need to report on something, they're bringing up CNN or they're bringing up AP or they're bringing up MSNBC or they're bringing up, a reporter that they said previously not to listen to or is a fucking woke fake news reporter or whatever the fuck. Every single one of them do it. Tim Pool's crazy about doing this as well. Don't listen to anybody. It's all fucking junk. It's all fake news. But also take a look at the CNN article that states this. Take a look at this AP article that states this. It's like, well, you can't have it both ways. You can't tell everybody that it's fake news and that, you shouldn't ever take the word of anything that's reported as far as these, outlets are concerned, and then take those outlets and use their reporting to further your fucking, demented, warped view of whatever's taking place. It just doesn't make any sense. But we'll dive on. We don't have to keep watching that. I knew Benny Johnson there was going to try to put this on Pam Bondi and in some way remove Donald Trump from any involvement and, culpability as far as that is concerned. But I'm curious. I wish we had a little bit more time because I am curious how far he goes into trying to, again, make it look like this is all Pam Bondi's responsibility and her fault as far as this is concerned. But I won't subject you to too much Benny Johnson, especially where we got Alex Jones and Tim Pool still to come. So hit that like button. Again, I'm Boston Brian. I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Again, we are just this little engine that could, the small blue collar podcast, trying to call this stuff out the same way that your friends and family would. Not talking down to you, not making it seem like we know more and can outpace you as far as this political craziness craziness is concerned, but just right there with you, arm in arm, in the resistance, on the right side of history, just sifting through the bullshit and trying to figure out where we lie, right? Just trying to figure out where we can go, what we should do. And I appreciate to no end the community that we've built here, the chat that we've built, and you guys, and the support that you guys have shown is unbelievable. And I continue to be amazed every single day that you guys are willing to sit here and support anything that I do and anything that I have to say. So I very much appreciate it, whether that's through Venmo or, patreon.com/Boston Brian. There's 3 great levels there that you can sign up for if any one of them fits your financial capabilities. And obviously you can check out the chat and super stickers and donations and memberships and stuff like that as well. So appreciate you guys. What do you say we dive on to this next little clip? And I did show this yesterday before we get into oh, Jesus Christ. Before we get into this, I just want to show one clip before we get into this. We're going to get into this mess in just a second, where this is basically Donald Trump saying exactly what everybody on the left has been talking about, as far as the GOP and the Republicans not wanting to fund and keep people alive in this country, but rather would put all of our money into the military, would rather put all of our money into the billionaires' pockets, into the defense manufacturers' pockets, right? That's what they're really worried about. Fuck you if you want Medicare. Fuck you if you want Medicaid. Screw you if you're homeless. Fuck you if you have kids that are going hungry. None of that we can take care of as the federal government. But the military, yes, that's what we definitely need to continue to put trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars into. But before we get into that, I just want to show you another clip yesterday that we played on the show. But just to reiterate the quiet part out loud again, kind of keeping consistent with the theme here. This is Benjamin Netanyahu, and I want to make it very fucking clear to people that you need to recognize the difference in when Benjamin Netanyahu is speaking in English to the Western audience, as opposed to when he's speaking in Hebrew to the Israeli audience. It is a completely and totally different person. He turns on his charm. He turns on his fucking what he considers to be charm and flair for the Western audience when he's speaking in Congress, when he's speaking for the Americans. He spews his bullshit. He spews his propaganda that he's been spewing for the last 87 and a half fucking years, right? The same nonsense, the same propaganda, while he's committing genocide, while he's fucking trying to, create this greater Israel, at the same time perpetrating war crimes and staying away from accountability as far as corruption in his own country is concerned. But yeah, while that's all going on, he's out there in Hebrew telling the Israelis and telling, the Hebrew speakers of the world exactly what he plans to do, exactly what he wants to see happen. And this is, again, just a short clip, 23 seconds long. And I just want to reiterate, I know we played it last night, but just in case you guys weren't around, or just in case you're watching the show for the first time, this is, again, 2 clips here of the quiet part out loud. First one being the de facto president of the United States of America, Benjamin Netanyahu, and then the second one being the, de facto vice president of the United States of America, Donald Trump, also saying the quiet part out loud. So first clip here, Benjamin Netanyahu, quiet part out loud in Hebrew. You can listen to the translation here of exactly what he's talking about, exactly what he wants to see as far as the greater Israeli project is concerned.
And this is the guarantee for our future. We are working on transforming Israel into a super nation in the region and globally. And we were able to do so thanks to our soldiers and our captains and all those who fought and those who died. And
so thanks to his military, thanks to his actions, and thanks to the brutality and the genocide that they've committed, he's now hoping, again, to continue to turn Israel into a super nation, right? Into the greater supernation of the area of the Middle East, the same way that he talked about having these greater pipelines built in the area that flowed right to the fucking doorstep of Israel, so that any fucking oil pumped up from the Middle East or the surrounding regions would have to flow right to his doorstep, so he could have power, influence, and control, maybe even steal a little on the fucking back end, considering the corruption we know he's involved in and wants to stay away from, as far as accountability and justice, right? Multiple new videos going around of him being questioned inside of his own offices. I think some of them even put out by Tucker Carlson, the son of a bitch, right? Unfortunately, the source of some of these is an asshole and is a fucking anti-Semite. But again, the videos are the videos, and the footage is the footage. So again, a lot of these videos being placed and seen around social media, as far as, kind of him squirming in his seat, him fighting back, him not wanting to face this investigation, not wanting this to take place. Going after and demeaning different people that he was talking to try to, get out of this accountability. So fuck this motherfucker and everything that he stands for as far as that's concerned. But that's where he's talking about, the greater Israeli project and making it a super nation in the region, which Donald Trump, was dumb enough and fucking ignorant enough to help him in his little crusade there. But again, here's another instance of the vice president, the de facto vice president of the United States of America, also saying the quiet part out loud when he gets a chance to step in front of a fucking podium, basically talking about how the United States, the federal government, is not responsible for your kids. Basically, what Donald Trump says here is fuck you and your kids, okay? Fuck you and your health. Fuck you and your Medicaid and your Medicare. We need to focus on spending more money on the military. That's what he says here. Again, I'll play this. This is a short clip, 40 seconds long. This is not his speech or address. We're not going to dive into that nonsensical waste of fucking space and time that was last night. But this is, I believe, prior to that. And he does, in fact, talk about and say everything that the left has been warning about as far as the beliefs and what the right wants to see and what they don't care about as far as you, your kids, your health, your livelihood, your quality of life or anything along those lines, as long as they can put money into the military, the defense contractors, and billionaires' fucking pockets. Listen to this fucking shit. Pisses me the fuck off hearing this.
Because the United States can't take care of daycare. That has to be up to a state. We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. You got to let a state take care of daycare, and they should pay for it too. They should pay. They have to raise their taxes, but they should pay for it. And we could lower our taxes a little bit to them to make up. But it's not possible for us to take care of daycare, Medicaid, Medicare, all these individual things. They can do it on a state basis. You can't do it on a federal. We have to take care of one thing: military protection.
Military fucking protection. So screw you and your kids, right? Screw the fucking youth of the country. Screw daycare so that you can go to fucking work and make money in this ridiculous fucking economy that we have here that is controlled by these oligarchs and the fucking billionaire and the capitalist and these fucking morons that are running these companies that have 14 yachts, 17 fucking helicopters, 18 Swedish fucking swimsuit models at their disposal, and they're involved in the Epstein files over and over again. Fuck that. How about that? Screw you. How about we'd rather take care of the people of this country? How about we'd rather fucking give people health care? How about we'd rather give people housing? How about we'd rather make sure that the fucking kids have food and don't die in the schools because of fucking guns, right? Or malnutrition or lack of education or anything like that, you stupid son of a bitch. The federal government's too fucking big. We can't take care of daycare. We can't take care of Medicare. Fuck that. How about that? That is exactly what the fucking government's there for. If anything, that is the most important thing that the fucking government is there for, to make sure that you take care of the fucking people over and above the fucking military. Not to say that the military shouldn't have its fucking funding, but damn near shouldn't be anywhere what it is right now, considering the problems and the issues that we now face, whether it be with fucking housing, schools, hospitals, roads, bridges, railways, right? The fuck are we talking about? The debt in this fucking country, and you're going to be spending it on the fucking military like the way we are, as opposed to fucking childcare, as opposed to kids in this country, as opposed to fucking healthcare. Stick it up your fucking ass. This guy needs to be arrested and charged immediately with fucking, dereliction of duty, war crimes, whatever the fuck you want to fucking put him under. Lock this motherfucker up, because screw that shit. And anybody on the Democratic side that's not coming out and saying the same shit, you better fucking look at them with a fucking dirty look too, because that's fucking bullshit. We can't take care of fucking daycare. It needs to be up to the states. The federal government needs to worry about fucking the military. You don't think they have enough fucking money? You don't think that we've caused enough fucking problems on the world stage with our fucking military and the money that they've gotten? No disrespect to anybody fucking now serving, but I'm sure that a bunch of them would fucking tell you that it's a waste of fucking money, that it's being wasted, that we're going in and fucking disrupting these nations, that we're going in and fucking causing mass chaos and destabilization in the region, spending trillions of fucking dollars. And then when the soldiers come back and they actually get to see exactly what they were responsible for, they want no fucking part of it, right? A lot of them now speaking out, the people that were in Iraq and again Afghanistan now coming out and speaking out against the senselessness, the futility of war, and especially those wars in general and the lies that we were told to get us involved in that and what it fucking came to and the consequences of those actions, the millions of Iraqis dead, right? I mean, the time, the amount of money and the dead, resulting in our time in Afghanistan, going back even further. It's fucking unbelievable that this is being said out loud by the president of the United States, that we can't focus on daycare. We can't focus on the kids. We can't focus on your health care. We can't focus on Medicaid and Medicare. But we need to focus on bombs, bullets, and fucking guns even further. Like, unfucking believable that these two now have the power that they have between, again, the de facto president of the United States and fucking this cocksucker right here, Donald Trump, who is fucking, I don't know, de facto vice president of the United States, I guess, at this moment in time. But unbelievable that this is something that they come out and just willfully say, just basically, and especially going into midterms, if everybody in the country doesn't hear this message loud and clear, especially after what we've been saying here on the left, you need to be worried about, and the fact that they're not caring about you, your loved ones, your fucking quality of life, how long you live, the amount that you pay for your fucking bills or the health care that you receive. They don't give a fuck about that. And if this doesn't prove it to you, then I don't know what the fuck does. And clip that shit too. My apologies. What do you guys think in the chat? What do you guys think? Am I wrong about this? Am I getting too heated about this? What do you guys say? Let me know your thoughts in the chat, whether right now or again after this video is posted. But let's dive on here because you heard the supposed president of the United States last night. If you watched or listened to his address, you listened to the rambling, incoherent, nonsensical bullshit waste of time and energy that told us nothing, that was basically just a repeat of his entire Truth Social fucking post from the last, I don't know, month or so. He could have just posted that and saved us a lot of fucking time. That would have been really, really good. But we also yesterday, as you guys were rightly pointing out in the chat last night, had this message, this letter here by the president of Iran, and I just want to, who hasn't read it yet, kind of dive into a little bit of it, and I just want you right off the bat. And again, this is no praise, or this is no commendation, or this is no lauding or applause of the Iranian regime or anything like that, but knowing what we know about the Iranian regime, right? Knowing about what they're responsible for, what they have perpetrated, and what they have done to their own people, listening to this letter and kind of how it sounds a lot more diplomatic and a lot more presidential. It sounds a lot more like somebody you would expect to be kind of in charge or in a position of power. And again, putting aside beliefs or religion or, acts that they're responsible for, just taking this letter at face value. Reading this sounds a lot more presidential, sounds a lot more diplomatic and a lot more reasonable than anything we've ever heard come from Donald Trump, from any moment of his presidencies, right? So again, just diving into just a little bit of this, where they're even smart enough here and even recognized to address it to the people of the United States of America, which I thought was pretty, pretty well done, if you want to call it that, or pretty, again, I'll just go with pretty well done. I don't want to make it seem like it's too overly, applauded in this regard. But, they know that the overwhelming majority of people in this country don't support what is going on in this war, right? So that they know that they addressed it to the people of the United States as opposed to the government, as opposed to Donald Trump. It would kind of have more impact as far as that's concerned. But it says here, to the people of the United States of America and to all those amid a flood of distortions and manufactured narratives continue to seek the truth and aspire to a better life. Iran, by this very name, character, and identity, is one of the oldest continuous civilizations in human history. Despite its historical and geographical advantages at various times, Iran has never in its modern history chosen a path of aggression, expansion, colonialism, or domination. Even after enduring occupation, invasion, and sustained pressure from global powers, and despite possessing military superiority over many of its neighbors, Iran has never initiated a war. Yet it has resolutely and bravely repelled those who have attacked it. The Iranian people harbor no enmity toward other nations, including the people of America, Europe, or neighboring countries. Even in the face of repeated foreign interventions and pressures throughout their proud history, Iranians have consistently drawn a clear distinction between governments and the people they govern. This is a deeply rooted principle in Iranian culture and collective consciousness, not a temporary political stance. For this reason, portraying Iran as a threat is neither consistent with historical reality nor present-day observable facts. Such a perception is the product of political and economic whims of the powerful. They need to manufacture an enemy in order to justify pressure, maintain military dominance, sustain the arms industry, and control strategic markets in such environments. If a threat does not exist, it is invented. Goes on to say here, within this same framework, the United States has concentrated the largest number of forces, bases, and military capabilities around Iran, a country that, at least since the founding of the United States, has never initiated a war. Recent American aggressions launched from these very bases have demonstrated how threatening such a military presence truly is. Naturally, no country confronted with such conditions would forego strengthening its defensive capabilities. What Iran has done and continues to do is a measured response grounded in legitimate self-defense and by no means in initiation of war or aggression. Relations between Iran and the United States were not originally hostile, and interactions between the Iranian and American people were not marred with hostility or coup d'etat in a legal American 1953 tension. The turning point, however, was the intervention aimed at preventing the nationalization of Iran's own resources. The coup disrupted Iran's democratic processes, reinstated dictatorship, and sowed deep distrust among Iranians towards U.S. policies. This distrust deepened further with American support for the Shah's regime, its backing of Saddam Hussein during the imposed war of the 1980s, the imposition of the longest and most comprehensive sanctions in modern history, and ultimately unprovoked military aggression twice in the midst of negotiations against Iran. Yet all these pressures have failed to weaken Iran. On the contrary, the country has grown before the Islamic, 30% stronger in many areas. Literacy rates have tripled from roughly today. Higher education has expanded dramatically. Significant 90% revolution to over advances have been achieved in modern technology. Healthcare services have improved and infrastructure has developed at a pace and scale incomparable to the past. These are measurable, observable realities that stand independent and fabricated of narratives. So again, we don't have to go on and read the entire thing there, but just to me, again, regardless of your beliefs, regardless of if you agree with or even have to or believe anything that's said in that. Like, just to me, it sounds a lot more, diplomatic, right? It sounds a lot more presidential and like, somebody that kind of does have a head on their shoulders as opposed to Donald Trump. And again, just taking this letter at face value. I want to make that very clear, not taking into account anything else, just basically by this message alone. You can see the clear difference between the rhetoric and the statements here as opposed to what you heard last night from people like Donald Trump. But also, I wanted to take a look at this, if we could dive on into this, which is the I've had it ladies reaction to. I think instead of watching Donald Trump's speech, right, instead of kind of rehashing the nonsensical bullshit going over absolutely nothing that he had to say that had any importance whatsoever, I figured we'd dive into a minute or two of the I've had it ladies and kind of their reaction to Donald Trump's speech. And this says, Trump says he will bomb Iran into the Stone Age in the worst presidential address in history. Again, I'm Boston Brian. This is Blunt Politics. Thank you so much. If you've stumbled upon this podcast, if you've stumbled onto this live stream and you like what you're hearing, if you find a warm and welcoming place in the community there in the live chat, think about subscribing, please. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers before midterms. It's only with your help and sharing it out and, asking your friends and your family and your coworkers if they enjoy this type of stuff that we're going to be able to get there. So thank you guys for all the Venmos. At the end of the show, we go over everybody and recognize everybody that sent in either a Venmo or a super chat. So again, if you can reach out, if you could send in a buck or two, it would be greatly appreciated. Again, sign up for YouTube memberships just underneath me, and you can check out patreon.com/Boston Brian. All new perks there, revamping the whole Patreon system. So very much appreciate everybody that signed up. Let's get into this one again. This is the I've had it ladies, both Jen and Pumps, and I think their reaction to Donald Trump's ridiculous waste of space and time address last night. So again, hit that like button. I'm Boston Brian. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to the chat, as always.
Presidential speech in American history happened last night. the market started crashing, oil started increasing. It was a jet stream of dementia craziness. The only bright side to this is the Fox bubble that this man lives in, where they protect him. It was on national television, global television. And here he is talking about the war. This is a president of the United States saying he wants to take Iran back to the Stone Age. Play the clip.
We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never
clear and blatant threats of a war crime. Just to let everybody know, you can't carpet bomb an entire country. You can't set the entire country back, to the Stone Ages. You can't take out their energy. You can't take out the infrastructure that they need to survive. The civilians need to survive on a daily basis. That is a clear and blatant war crime, in case anybody was wondering, along the lines of, Pete Hegseth saying we're going to turn Tehran into glass. Like, that would involve killing millions and millions and millions of people, men, women, and children. Just to let you know, you can say it. It's quick to say. It's one sentence, but that does involve the deaths of millions and millions of people. So again, the war crimes involved, and that would have to be committed in order to, in fact, take them back to the Stone Age. And I know this is just bullshit high school bully rhetoric coming out here from Donald Trump. I don't even think he understands the capabilities of what would have to go into something like that. He's just trying to make it seem like he's a big fucking tough guy while his skin droops off his fucking face and his hair takes a vacation for the final time in his life. Like, this is it for him, right? There's no fucking coming back for this. You're not going to be able to put fucking Gumby back together after Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. This is it. Like, today is the best he's going to look. Today is the smartest he's going to be for the rest of his fucking life. And that's it. From every second he lives on, he's going to get less healthy. He's going to get fucking dumber. He's going to get less intelligent, and he's going to get fucking more decrepit looking, right? Kind of like that orange that was left out in the sun and saw absolutely no moisture for about 13 years. That's kind of what he looks like at this point.
Regime change, but regime change has occurred because of
it just hasn't occurred. Regime change hasn't occurred. You can fucking put it past some stupid motherfuckers if you want and say, hey, well, it's not in fact the same person, right? And they may be dumb enough to believe that, and they may be dumb enough to take that as kind of like a justification or an answer to say, maybe we can say it's regime, but no, it's the same motherfucking family. It's the same guy. You just killed his father. You just killed other members of his family. You think he's going to be more agreeable? Do you think he's going to be more like, and again, even if that guy's dead, do you think the next person that is forced to step into that position because you took out the religious leader, again, this is not Venezuela, where again, it's just like, okay, Maduro's gone. As long as we have somebody that's still corrupt, we're okay. These are religious fanatics. Okay, this is a much different situation. These are not calculations that you can use for Venezuela and Iran at the same time. It's oil and water as far as that's concerned. So you think these people are going to be like more amenable to working with the Western countries as far as negotiations or, security or opening the Strait of Hormuz? Like, it's ridiculous to think that that's something that's going to happen, or that the regime has changed when in fact it's the same hardline faction, if not more hardlined and pissed off because of the recent bombings and the killings of their fucking family members. Everything's worse. Everything's more expensive. The region is more destabilized, right? The strait is closed. We don't know who the fucking leader is. We have less relations with the leader that's probably going to be more pissed off and likely to want nuclear weapons, nuclear capability, considering, what we've just seen undertaken by the United States and Israel, and the fact that they weren't doing this and don't do this to people like Kim Jong-un, who's sitting up there fucking nice and quietly on his fat fucking ass, killing his own people. Meanwhile, because he's got nuclear weapons already, nobody can tell him this, that, or the other thing. It's funny how that works. But nobody here is suggesting or believing that anything right now is better off than it was just prior to Benjamin Netanyahu getting us involved in his war.
Their original leader's death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable. Yet if during this period of time,
and this new group, I know they don't go to this school, but believe me, this new group does exist, okay? She's beautiful. She's at least 6'2". She's got blonde hair, blue eyes, the best body you've ever seen. She just doesn't go to the school. Unfortunately, she doesn't use social media either, so I can't show you any pictures. She's allergic to the flash. And even if you shut the flash off, she's like, she can't. It's a problem. I understand, but she does exist. She doesn't go to this school. I promise. She goes to this other school. You've never heard of it. I know it's a weird one. You've probably never heard of that either, but they do exist. Like that's what Donald Trump is on right now. That's kind of the same levels of getting us to believe that he's done, involved in these like top level fucking really good negotiations that have been going on. Meanwhile, at every step, the Iranian regime's like, I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about. I don't know who he's talking to. It's not us for damn sure. Like this motherfucker is like delusional. Like, again, we continue to say here that Donald Trump somehow, again, the guy that's supposedly responsible for the fucking art of the deal is now negotiating with his goddamn self, negotiating against his goddamn self, and then losing the negotiations. Like he's somehow forcing himself to negotiate into longer timelines when nobody else is negotiating against him. It's gone from 48 hours to 5 days to 10 days. Now, as he said last night, it's another 2 to 3 weeks. So basically the war is going to end the same moment in time Donald Trump's health care plan is set to roll out. Just another 2 to 3 weeks. That's all. Just another 2 weeks. We played yesterday on the show. I'll see if I can get a clip of it of James O'Brien on LBC had kind of a compilation of the different times, at least a few of the different times that Donald Trump has used the 2-week excuse, the 2-week kind of notice that he gives again on the health care. He said it during COVID a bunch of times. I mean, there's a bunch of times you can look up where he's used 2 weeks. It'll happen in 2 weeks. It'll be here in 2 weeks. Don't worry, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. So again, this bullshit is just him falling back on this, like, the line in his head that he always goes back to. Like, this is his comfort zone. He has nothing else to come out with, so he has to kind of use the oldies and the goodies that he has, still rattling around in that empty dome of a fucking head he's got. You know what I mean? So fuck me. This guy is it's crazy out there. And who knows? He might have been out there literally just to steal kind of the thunder a little bit from the Artemis launch. Considering like that had some, remnants of Obama attached to it. A lot of people have been speculating that as well, because there was no mission, there was no point, there was no goal, there was nothing announced last night of any importance whatsoever. Again, it was just a rattling off of every one of his fucking Truth Social posts for the last month, basically. And that was that. Like, that was that. That's it.
Deal is made. We have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants.
Okay. So we're
You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't just say, hey, I'm going to go after every single one of their electric generating plants so that everybody's in total darkness the entire fight. Like, that's just not how war is supposed to be fought. Again, we're all anti-war here, but again, there are rules and ways of doing things. If in fact, it is the situation is forced upon you, is thrust upon you, right? That's why the Geneva Conventions and why the UN charters and why these different organizations were kind of put together after World War II to make sure that if, in fact, this did take place, that there were kind of ways of doing it, ways of treating prisoners of war, rules to the engagement process. Again, all of the things that Pete Hegseth has come out and said that the United States is not going to follow anymore, that we don't care about, that we're not, quote unquote, handcuffing our military by these rules and senseless regulations on the international stage, as Pete Hegseth would put it. Again, these rules, regulations, and processes put in place to make sure that, again, the humanity, or at least to the best of the ability, stays in place while these things are enacted. People are taken care of and fed and housed and clothed, at least at the very least. So again, let me throw this back on the screen. But I think I want to go over and get their take on this, and then we'll dive into the next clip, which is Alex Jones. Alex Jones going ham on Donald Trump's not only cognitive ability, but also his health as a broader and more general status. So stick around for that. I just want to get the take here from Jen and Pumps and what they thought about this clip.
Weeks into this war, no explanation as to why we've gone in, no new explanations about how the operation has headed off any sort of provocations from Iran, nuclear ambitions, etc. He's abandoned his claim that negotiations with Iran were underway, because here's what happens. The president says, oh, yeah, we're negotiating with the Iranians. And the Iranians fact check him and we're not talking to them. And Trump originally promised that the U.S. Navy would escort tanker traffic through the Strait of Hormuz.
It's
And that
crazy.
never
It is
happened.
so crazy going over just like the shit that Donald Trump has come out and said just in the month or so that we've been involved in this war, like going over the different back and forth. We're going to do this. Let's do this. We want you to help us. We don't need you to help us. You didn't help us. We're pissed at you for helping us, but we didn't need you for helping us. The war's over. We've hit all the targets, but meanwhile, we're still seeing missiles being lobbed into, United States bases and allied regions and into Israel and, capable of penetrating the Iron Dome and U.S. air defenses. We've seen that, but it's also over. They have no capabilities left, but we also need $200 billion more to fight this, but it's over. Everything's done. We'll be out of there in a jiffy, but also we're going to send more troops into the region, and we need more warships heading into the region. But also it's done. They've been wiped out. They've been completely eradicated, but also today is going to be the biggest day of bombing yet. Like all of the back and forth, and there's more to that. James O'Brien had a really good clip where he kind of did most of the back and forth and kind of the hypocrisy that we've been said. The United States is gonna, like she just said, the United States is gonna, they're gonna escort all the ships through. No, they're not gonna do it. We can't do it. We haven't done it yet, but we want all of our allies to do it. No, we want our allies to help us do it. No, we're not going to do it. They want to do it, but nobody can do it. It's open. And now all of a sudden, Donald Trump's at the point really where he's considering, talking about victory while the strait's still closed and just having our allies that are being impacted by this, greatly, I should say, whether you're in Asia, whether it's the European markets, like they're being greatly affected by this. Basically, they have to fend for themselves. They either have to negotiate something and give up something, or they have to send in their military and their ships to open up the strait by themselves, even though it was the United States and Israel and their fucking actions and their war that they undertook that made the strait closed in the first place. Something that was open beforehand, something that wasn't an issue like this beforehand, but was only because of the secondary actions of the Iranians in retaliation of what the United States and Israel undertook. See, like none of it makes sense. It's all crazy in that regard. Unfucking believable. But I appreciate Jen and Pumps for their take. Unfortunately, we don't have a ton of time today. And thank you guys for sticking with me. I know we have a lot to get through. Holy shit. Oh, thank you, Peter. Thank you so much, Peter, for the 50 gifted memberships. I see you in there, my dude. I see you in there. I'm not going to let that one slip by me. So thank you so much, Peter, for the 50 gifted memberships. 50 friggin' people in that chat now get a membership for the month. Thank you so much, Peter. That goes a long, long way in helping the channel. Again, if you get one of those gifted memberships and you do find some value in it and you do find yourself utilizing that and kind of watching a lot of the shows that we have throughout the week, again, check bostonbrian.com for the schedule. Check bostonbrian.com for all of the links to all of my social medias, to the link to the Blunt Politics shop and all the merch that we're now rolling out. There are some fucking unbelievable pieces of merch up there. We got some Chinga La Migra merch. We got great hats and stuff up there. I mean, things that you wouldn't really kind of suspect maybe on the website will be up there. So again, check that out. We got some great designs up there. Rep it. Take some pictures, send them into the show, email them to me, post them on social media. We'll repost them. We'll see if we can get them up on the website. But again, check out the Patreon. A lot of new perks coming up there, whether it's stickers or bags or, again, discounts on the merch, access to the different Zooms. So I'm really proud of, again, the new rollout that we're doing. And, again, the patience that you guys have shown and the support that you guys have shown when, again, kind of that stuff, was a little bit outdated, let's just say. I'll put my right hand up on that one. So, all right, let's dive into this next clip, which is a doozy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad you stuck around for this portion of the show. Thank you so much. Hold on. Let me see if I can. It says that my browser lost connection. So I'm going to exit out real quick. Let me exit out. I'm going to share the show again. I'm going to share the screen again. I'm going to share this one again, just to make sure that you guys can hear everything. And boy, is this going to be a doozy. Like I said, I'm glad you guys stuck around for this portion of the show. Hit that like button. Again, I'm Boston Brian. This is the Blunt Politics live stream podcast, whatever you want to call it. Just call it good. Please just call it good. But again, this is Alex Jones, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Jones giving his 2 cents. Somebody that was so fucking stammering drunk on the Tim Pool podcast the other day that you couldn't understand what he was saying. Somebody that has blown up and kind of lost weight and gone back to being fat again so many different times. You're worried about his health, is now going to tell you about Donald Trump's cognitive ability. The guy that once, again, was responsible for some of the most heinous conspiracy theories, some of the most heinous fucking acts and egregious acts against families that have been, been put through the worst of situations, which would be the school shootings, the murder of their children in school. And again, Alex Jones sicking his fucking sick fan base on these parents, forcing them to move multiple times, forcing them to receive death threats, saying that it was faked, that it was phony, that they were fucking crisis actors. This guy, the same guy that said the frogs turn you gay, is now going to talk to you about Donald Trump's cognitive abilities. The same guy that looked like he ate all of the Ozempic, but somehow regurgitated it all up and then ate all the cheeseburgers in return, is now going to talk to you about Donald Trump's health status. So let's see if we can dive into this one. We don't have to take, this is, again, a 12-minute clip. We're not going to dive into the whole thing, but there are a few kind of funny parts in this. So hit that like button. Let's see if we can get into the old Alex Jones. Hold on. Let's hear a little bit. We got a couple things from Alex Jones. Hey, Alex, what are you fighting for?
I'm just an average guy who read public documents where the elite said they were going to enslave us and destroy America, and I'm not going to be like yuppies to come and deny the threat to my country. I'm going to fight back.
Yeah, that's what he's going to do. So he's going to fight back in that regard. And this is he basically announcing Donald Trump's finale?
Cacophony, a crescendo, a finale, a coup de grace.
Yeah, maybe it's Donald Trump's coup de grace. It could be his coup de grace that we're talking about. What else do we got? I think there's also something here along the lines of Alex Jones's health that I have, and maybe why we're seeing so much of his weight gain return, as far as, we thought he was doing well on the Ozempic diet that he was going on. But, when he said shit like this, there's no wonder that he's gained all this weight.
My superpower is being honest. I will eat my neighbors.
Well, that's why then. You know what I mean? You can't just go around eating your neighbors and expect to get a fucking healthy body. All right, let's dive into this clip here. Again, Alex Jones talking about, in a heartfelt message, talks about the way forward now, that it's extremely clear that President Trump has a serious cognitive problem or has been seriously compromised. I'm assuming he means by Israel. So again, let's see if we can dive into a couple minutes of this. Hit that like button, hit the thumbs up, let everybody know we're live, let everybody know we're covering this moron and calling him out. Let's go.
When your ankles swell up 3 times the size they were before, that means heart failure. And he does look sick. And he does.
Has he been watching the I've Had It ladies? Has he been watching them call him cankles, right? Fucking cankles McTaco tits. Seems to me like Alex Jones has been watching a little bit of Jen and Pumps. I'm just speculating. Just a little bit of speculation here.
Babble and, sound like the brain's not doing too hot.
Sounds like the brain's not doing too hot is a wild statement. Again, from Alex Jones, a guy responsible for some of the wildest fucking statements, for some of the wildest segments ever seen on a podcast or a live stream. Now he's coming out here and talking about, like, the brain lapse and the cognitive abilities of other people is fucking laughable. Somehow he's managed to, like a broken clock, be right in this moment. But again, the fact that it's Alex Jones saying this, again, does not hasn't gone over my head.
And so we just cut bait on Trump, and we just mobilize against the Democrats.
Cut bait on Trump. Like, that's fucking like he's a pet in the family that nobody ever cared about, right? Like he's a wild animal tied up with a chain to the back of the fucking pickup truck. Like, just cut him loose. Cut him loose like it's a fish that has been fucking dead in the pond that got fucking, foul hooked while you're out there fishing. Just cut that thing loose, baby. Right? Talking about him like he's dead and buried already. Alex Jones is, as it comes to Donald Trump. Cut him loose.
And we mobilize against neocons, we primary them, and we just fight even harder, because look at how we've turned the tide. Look at all the good we've done. There's a fourth turning. Populists, nationalists, conservatives are winning everywhere. There's a Christian reawakening.
I'm sorry. What was that? Who's winning everywhere?
Just fight even harder, because look at how we've turned the tide. Look at all the good we've done. There's a fourth turning. Populists, nationalists, conservatives are winning everywhere. There's a Christian.
Has he not seen, has nobody showed him the results of the special elections across the United States over the last several months? Maybe that hasn't come across his desk. I don't see how that's possible. A guy that fucking clearly is responsible for the chopping down of at least 1,000 trees for every show that he does, considering the amount of fucking paper that he has laying in front of him at any given moment on the desk. Somehow that wasn't in there as one of the papers. Again, the results from Mississippi, Georgia, New Jersey, California, Texas, wherever you want to go to, Florida, Mar-a-Lago's own fucking district. It just doesn't seem like he's gotten that memo or the results there from all of these special elections, and how fucking worried the GOP really should be, considering these purple and deep red districts that have seen ample change in their polling, kind of status in the polling, the way that people are voting in that county, but also the fact that the Democrats have won outright in some of those different fucking counties as well. So again, the fact that he's trying to make it seem like the GOP or the conservatives that are not part of the neocon fascist movement, warmongers, bloodthirsty movements like Lindsey Graham and the rest of these fucks, like they're okay and they're winning all over the place, is just horseshit. Okay, that's just not what we're seeing in reality. That's not what we're seeing play out as far as the special elections. That's not what we're seeing play out as far as even the switching in the numbers. Districts that were plus 35 for Donald Trump last time are now, have been knocked way down. And in fact, are going towards the Democrats as far as the number of people voting. So again, these are all good signs. People are pissed off, rightfully so, and they're going to be out there showing their displeasure, showing their frustration continuously, whether it's in special elections, the midterms, or the general. That's what the GOP is looking forward to.
Reawakening, and Trump is just a minor figure in all of that now.
Oh, he's going to show the cankles. Tell me he's showing the cankles. He's showing them InfoWars cankle vision. Here we go.
Should have been the old Trump that went through so much and got so much done. And that's the Trump.
Fucking slow zoom too, huh? Not even just like a picture of his ankles. Not even just like, a video where he's got cankles in it. Like the slow zoom downwards from the... Oh, the cinematography. How cinematic he made it.
We remember. And we're just sad because that happens. We need
Holy shit. Look at those things. Who swallowed the bowling balls, Gramp? Jesus Christ.
Sad about Trump. This is not funny. This is not good.
No, it's good. It's both good and funny. It's both good and funny. Good that our country will no longer have a madman and a genocidal fucking loser at the helm when this guy chokes on his own saliva, or his lungs stop functioning, or his heart finally takes that last fucking flutter in his chest. So that will be good. That will absolutely, undoubtedly be a good thing for the country. Our country will immediately be a better place. The second Donald Trump chokes on his own blood, the second Donald Trump can no longer take another fucking breath, right? For natural reasons, of course, obviously. But as soon as that does take place, this is automatically going to be a better planet, right? Whatever state he's in at that moment will be an automatically better state at that point in time. And it will be funny. It's objectively funny that he's going to be suffering. In my view, in my opinion, it's objectively funny that he's going to suffer, through his dementia. He's going to suffer through his fucking ailments. He's going to suffer through the embarrassment and the ridicule of all the dumb shit that he perpetrates and is responsible for. Like, it is objectively funny that a madman, a sexual assaulter, and somebody responsible for the crimes listed inside of the Epstein files is dying a slow death, a painful fucking death. That is funny to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry, as far as that's concerned.
But he's gone. And that's it.
He's gone, and that's it, lady. This guy's fucking gone. Like, he's gone. And believe me, if anybody's going to tell you when somebody's gone, I know when somebody's gone, because I'm gone. So I know he's with me. He's gone too. Like Alex Jones, again, the hypocrisy of Alex Jones telling you when somebody else is gone. Even though, like I said, the broken clock moment, he's actually spot on in this regard. But, the fact that he's willing to make this video, the fact that he's willing to come on here and put on a 12-minute segment about how Donald Trump's going to die and how Donald Trump should be cut loose like that fucking raggedy fish that got caught on your hook, right? I think it should be pretty telling. Like, that should kind of let people know kind of that he's not getting this back anytime soon as far as Donald Trump. Like, we've talked about how he's lost his sauce. He's lost the mojo as far as relations and kind of knowing what the base wants and likes. Like, I know he still has that support and always will as far as the 30% in the cult. But again, on a wider basis, he doesn't have that ability to do something and then kind of excuse it and make the base be okay with it like he used to. More and more people are seemingly able and willing to come out and make these types of videos, calling them out and saying, basically, we need to cut bait here. We need to make sure that we find somebody else because this isn't going well. And if we wait too long, we're going to be really screwed, because we can't let this guy drive us continuously and all the way into the ground. But unfortunately, what Alex Jones doesn't know is that the GOP is already fucking 10 feet under. Forget 6 feet under. These bastards are 10 feet under at this point.
And all the people rallied around him, you can see Hegseth's freaked out. You can see the press secretary's freaked out. They're being loyal. They think it's the lesser of two evils. And okay, but I just, Trump needs intervention. He needs to take some time off. We need to pray for Trump that the Holy Spirit touch his heart and loose him from whatever evil control he's under.
Hold on. I got a prayer. Let me throw you. I'll throw you on full screen real quick. But I got a prayer for Trump. We could say a prayer. Trump. Give me a second. Let me see. Let's see. How do you? Yeah, this is yeah. Don't you remember this one?
Strike and 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 strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, let there be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory, God. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of shouting and singing. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says, it is done. For I hear victory, 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 victory in the corners of heaven.
Ready?
In the for angels have even dispatched from Africa right now.
And that is Donald Trump's spiritual advisor, in case you're not up to speed on that one. That is Donald Trump's spiritual advisor. So they called for a prayer. Alex Jones is calling for a prayer. So, you can only call on one person, which is Donald Trump's spiritual advisor. Holy shit, the people are cooked. They're so fucking cooked, bro. They really are. All right, what else do we got? We got, where's Tim Pool? Where's Tim Pool's dumbass? Should we do him? Oh, we also have this one, too. I totally forgot about this one. Do you remember the other day? We don't have to play that right this second. We'll probably jump into maybe Tim Pool's dumbass trying to, again, talk about another loss as far as the Republicans are concerned and what they were promised by Donald Trump. But do you guys remember the other day when we played Dave Smith and Adam Sosnick, who is on with Pretty Big Douchebag and his podcast, and they were on with Piers Morgan, and fucking Adam was just demolished by Dave Smith. Again, no friend of the show, but again, he did pretty well as far as that's concerned. It at least made the rounds and was, making it viral. But again, it was so bad. It went so poorly for Adam fucking Sosnick that even Pretty Big Douchebag here, peanut butter dickhead, whatever you want to call him, as far as that's concerned, is pissed off enough that he had to address it on his show. Like, he literally ridicules Adam on his show for not being prepared. Like, he literally makes Adam go through it again. So there's a couple of moments in that I wanted to check into just to show you that it was so embarrassing for Adam, that fucking Pretty Big Douchebag got secondhand embarrassment from it. But let's dive into this Tim Pool again, where he's having to talk about the losses that just consistently come his way. It just doesn't stop for Tim Pool. It just doesn't stop, right? This one, he's talking about how the birthright citizenship case is already lost. There's ample reporting out there to suggest that Donald Trump's, kind of attendance in the oral arguments was also a disaster and didn't go the way he thought it was going to go. But yeah, this is Tim Pool again trying to, again, address another loss to his base that they were promised, that they were looking for, that they wanted to see as far as mass deportations and not letting people, just step into this country and have a kid and now all of a sudden they're citizens. They hate that shit. They don't want that shit, right? But they were promised that there was going to be changes. They were promised that they were going to get all the brown and black people out of this country that did not belong, that did not exist first, that came here and, got citizenship through illegal means, as they see. But this is, again, he titles this is the end of America, right? So he gets all of his wishes. Tim Pool gets the Kremlin money, keeps the Kremlin money, right? Gets Donald Trump on his podcast, votes for Donald Trump, wants Donald Trump in power, talks about how the fucking Democrats are demons and don't vote for Kamala Harris, and oh my God, it would be the worst thing fucking humanly possible, and everything's going to be better under Donald Trump. Your life is going to be so much more successful. Everything's going to be easier and cheaper, right? There's going to be no new wars. We're not going to send our military into these fucking foreign incursions. We're not going to do these regime change wars, these forever wars that cost trillions of dollars. We're going to pay down the debt. All of this stuff, it's going to be fucking perfect, right? And now, what is it? A little more than a year into Donald Trump's second term, Tim Pool's got this post. This is the end of America, he says. Again, along the lines of Benny Johnson having a fucking AI video of Donald Trump hip tossing Pam Bondi across the fucking Capitol grounds. Like, didn't see that coming. I don't think that was on Benny Johnson's bingo card for 2026. I don't think Tim Pool really thought or anticipated he was going to have to tell his audience that this was the end of America and all of the other bad news he's had to relay to his audience as far as, election losses, the polling, the war in Iran, all of this shit has been stacking up. And he's just consistently fed L after L after L that he has to try to excuse or make it seem like it's not a big deal. And this is what he's doing again here. We'll see the excuses that he tries to come up with. But again, this is Tim Pool with his hat on too tight, pissed off that Donald Trump will reportedly lose the birthright citizenship case before it's even started, but somehow also trying to make it seem like a victory, as they do. All right, let's jump into it.
This is the narrative so far following the oral arguments on birthright citizenship at the Supreme Court yesterday, where for the first time a sitting president joined to listen in during these arguments. And if one thing is clear, says the New York Times, Trump will lose the birthright citizenship case. In a way, he's already won.
Yeah, another complete and total failure by the GOP, by the conservatives, another promise by Donald Trump that he's not going to be able to come through on. And Tim Pool here basically trying to pry a victory out of this while also making it, less kind of harmful, less hurtful to his audience, which is kind of his job as far as a propagandist is concerned. Prop up any of the wins and the victories that you can come up with and then try to make the losses also seem like victories. Sound very Roy Cohn-ish. Fuck you and your fucking goddamn mute button, you cocksucking StreamYard sons of bitches. God damn it. I had a good thing to say. I was saying good shit. I promise. I was saying good shit. I don't know how long I was muted for, but I apologize if you couldn't hear me. I don't know. This new update that StreamYard did really pissing me off because apparently this screen doesn't want to be heard. And I can't figure out why. But again, as far as birthright citizenship, Tim Pool is doing what the propagandists are tasked to do, which is to take their victories and prop them up and to make them as loud as humanly possible, and then to take the victories and also try to make it seem, and take the losses and also try to make them seem like victories. Very Roy Cohn-ish as far as Donald Trump is concerned. He always instructed Donald Trump, even if you lose a court case, even if you lose a lawsuit, come out there and just pretend that you won. Come out there and make it seem like as if you won the case and that there was no harm done and that you came out better because of it. You came out on top. That was kind of the steamroller idea that Roy Cohn had perpetrated and infiltrated into Donald Trump's mind that he continues to use today. Well, the same thing for these assholes, right? The same fucking thing for these assholes. Whenever there's a loss, you got to cover it as if it's a victory. In this New York Times essay, whatever he brings up here, he'll lose the case, it states, but he says in a way he's already won, which is what Tim Pool is going to try to focus on. But again, it's what the propagandists are tasked to do. And that's basically how he's made his living. That's why he gets the Kremlin back fucking rubles. There's no other reason why they'd send it to somebody like this, but they like what he says. They agree with his messaging. And again, they realize and recognize how destructive and harmful it is to people that believe this shit, which is exactly why these foreign agencies and these foreign actors want to invest in this and continue to prop these messages up.
Now, of course, I believe the Constitution is on Donald Trump's side. And we have in this country, let me describe it the way I put it last night. You've got Democrats setting fire to our House while Republicans review the lease agreement to make sure that's okay or not okay. And then they go, well, it does say.
I'm sorry, it's the Democrats setting fire to the House. I'm sorry, is it not the total and complete control right now of the Republicans and the exorbitant prices that we've seen as far as rises, the gas price rises that we've seen, the wars that we're now involved in, the Americans shot in broad daylight on the streets of America, and you think it's the Democrats setting the House on fire? Like, again, this is going right back to the great replacement theory, as far as Tim Pool's concerned here, where he thinks the Democrats are trying to ruin the republic, trying to ruin this country by importing people that they believe will be Democratic voting people because of some reason or another. They think all of them are the same and do and vote the same way because they're ignorant, bigoted, and incompetent in the way that they think. But that's, again, this is what this is all going back to. This whole, we need to get all of the fucking brown and black people out of here because they vote Democrat and they came here illegally and all this nonsense and bullshit that you guys know about. Same bullshit here.
Something about heating the home. Does that qualify? I don't know. Let's debate it. Guys, they're not heating the home. They're burning it down. And so, after listening to these arguments, it becomes clear that the Supreme Court is incapable of sustaining a nation.
I'm sorry, that Supreme Court that you guys have control over, that you guys have full control over, the Supreme Court, the presidency, the House, the Senate, the DOJ, the FBI, right? All of those things that you guys now have full and total control over, but somehow you still want to try to get it across like it's the Democrats burning down the House at this point. Like everything's not on fire because of Donald Trump and the Republicans' actions in totality at this point in time. Like, it's ridiculous that, it's the same way that they try to get you to believe like the TSA shutdown was the responsibility of the Democrats. Meanwhile, they put forth like 6 or 7 and up to 10 pieces of legislation that would have, solved that issue. They would have left ICE and the DHS funding to a later time, but it would have secured all of the funding for the TSA agents and secured that and kind of resolved those issues. Meanwhile, Donald Trump said no to all of that, even when Ted Cruz thought it was a great idea and something that they needed to do in order to avoid the situations that we saw at the airports. But no, it was all Donald Trump's doing because he said no. He didn't want it to make it seem like the Democrats were working with the Republicans to get this done so he could continuously come out and blame the Democrats. But people saw right through it and do see right through it. And the reality of the on the ground and the facts of the matter are clear. And it's the responsibility and the control that the fucking Republicans have over the government right now. And the fact that they're led by a maniacal, genocidal, madman, degenerate, incompetent piece of shit in Donald Trump. The fact that he said no, that we're in this position.
And you know what's true and sad, really, is that it seems the ethos of many of those in the Supreme Court, well, I'll give the liberals a pass because their ethos is burn America down. But a couple of these conservatives, it seems that
I don't remember hearing that from anybody. I don't recall hearing that. There are situations in which we do say, maybe we need to take more action and maybe we should burn some pallets. Maybe a couple, old and unused vehicles that are no longer on the road. Like, that's kind of what I've been calling for. But as far as like the entire thing, no, that wouldn't work. I don't think we want to see that happen at all. We do need the Republican Party, the Republican Party in totality kind of burned to the ground. I will admit that much. But no, come on. I've never heard anybody say that.
Our moral philosophy on a nation and a people is that, quote, if it is the structure of a country so that this country will be destroyed, then so shall it be. Because that's how
fucking Spartacus, okay? Don't pull out your fucking Shakespeare to make it seem like you're intelligent. I don't even know if he knows really what the Birthright Citizenship Amendment is. The 14th Amendment Citizenship Clause guarantees birthright citizenship to nearly all persons born in the United States, regardless of parental immigration status. President Trump's 2025 executive order, which sought to deny citizenship to children of undocumented temporary visa holders, is currently facing Supreme Court scrutiny, which we're talking about, with justices appearing skeptical of restricting this 150-year-old constitutional guarantee. 150-year-old constitutional guarantee, right? And what are the aspects, you ask? What are the aspects? Well, the 14th Amendment clause dictates that all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. Pretty clear, pretty specific, pretty simple to understand, right? Really no fucking ifs, ands, or buts about it as far as that's concerned. But again, the debate continues, and Donald Trump thought he could kind of show up, give some glaring looks at the Supreme Court members and kind of at their oral arguments and maybe, pressure them or maybe sway their beliefs, he thought. But again, it doesn't seem to be going his way. In Tim Pool, again, we're already a minute and 32 seconds into this, and Tim Pool has mentioned absolutely no specific reason or case as to why this should be struck down or why Donald Trump's kind of executive order should be recognized. This is just a bunch of the Democrats want to burn the house and, we're in the garage and they're in the kitchen, like these different fucking metaphors and comparisons that make absolutely no sense, right? Compared to what we're seeing on the ground and what everybody recognizes as far as the power and control and who's responsible for the reality that we're in right now, whether it's prices, whether it's the economy, whether it's the fucking, the ICE issue, whether it's with our allies on the global stage, whether it's the war in Iran. It's pretty clear to see who's responsible for all of that.
That's how I paraphrase John Roberts when he was basically like, I see you've identified things that will destroy this nation from the inside out. We all recognize that to be the case. So be it. Because
so now all of a sudden, after 150 years, Tim Pool thinks that this is going to be the destruction of the country, right? You can see where these bigoted beliefs are coming out for a guy that seems to and wants to portray himself as an independent, as a moderate. Now backing some of the white supremacist talking points of like the great replacement theory. These are clearly pushed and perpetrated by white nationalists, by white supremacists, like people like Tucker Carlson, the KKK, the different fucking agencies and factions that you can kind of think of when related to, white supremacy, the Oath Keepers, the 3%ers, the rest of these fucking idiots on Fox News and shit. Like, this is the same thing. What's that? I got another one? Thank you. I appreciate it. Delivery. I got a delivery Coke. I don't have a Coke button. I promise. I do not have a Coke button. That is not something I have. Somebody must have seen that I finished my beverage and decided to come bring me one. I do not have a Coke button. But thank you. I appreciate it. But Tim Pool here, again, just there's no way for him to turn this into a victory. It's pretty clear that he's now out there reciting these white nationalist talking points as far as, the destruction of our country because somebody came into the country and had a child, and because of the Constitution, that child now gets recognized as a citizen of this country, right? But now, after 150 years of that being, a law being an amendment, Tim Pool now thinks that's going to be the destruction, the downfall here.
Important to be principled as I sink on this ship than it is to try and bail water to save this ship. But again, my analogy on this would be like...
That's all you have is these ridiculous analogies. It's a house on fire. It's a ship that's sinking, and you're the fucking rat jumping from the sinking ship. Okay, you're the rat now fucking having to tell the rest of the rats in your fucking rat crew that you've got nothing from these fucking promises of the guy that you fucking worked so hard for to get on your knees and blow to the point he got into fucking office for a second time, right? None of that seems to be helping. None of the promises came to fruition. And now you and your fucking rat crew are having to fucking deal with this. And because you and your rat racist fucking crew don't like the brown people in our country, now that's why you think this is all of a sudden going to be the destruction. Now this is going to be the downfall. They're going to be able to replace us all. You stupid son of a bitch.
We live in a house. We have a lease. The lease says something like, it will be found reasonable that either party may heat the home. So Democrats are splashing gasoline everywhere and trying to spark the lighter. And the Republicans are going, whoa. Can we take
what in the fuck are you talking about, Timmy boy? What, now we're in houses and gas and leases and now we're talking about mortgages and shit? Like, you see how none of this is an actual case against it? None of this is actual like reasons or examples as to what he's saying, why this is destructive, like why he wants to see this eradicated, why this is an issue. No, it's just stupid analogies and metaphors, and this is a house and you're a ship and I'm a boat and you're a fucking windmill. Like, shut the fuck up, Tim. Like, take the hat off. Let the head breathe a little bit, because it seems like you're cramping the style on that noggin. Jesus H. Christ. All right, let's. I'm sick of Tim Pool already. I'm tired and bored of Tim Pool. Sometimes I can only take too much of his nonsense. But let me see here. I just want to see if I missed anything else. There's a couple of videos here I was going to show, but are seemingly rendered useless. There was this one by CNN where they were talking about Trump considering firing AG Pam Bondi, but of course, no need to play that as far as that's concerned anymore. What is the price of crude at? Let's take a look. Just to kind of update. WTI at 110, basically. Brent at 106.3. Again, the reactions to Donald Trump's speech last night, or address last night, whatever you want to call it, was pretty much the exact opposite of what he was hoping for. Gold and silver took a fucking dump right afterwards. The markets, let's see here. I can pull up and tell you right now what the markets are at, what the markets are doing. Let me see. So they are at, right now, the S&P is down, the Dow is down, the NASDAQ is down, gold is down. Jesus H. Christ. S&P is down 0.12%. Dow is down 0.19%. NASDAQ down 0.07%. Gold dropping fast at minus 2.53%. Just again, the chaos and instability that has been seen as a result of Donald Trump's undertaking of this war with Benjamin Netanyahu, Jared Kushner, Steve Witkoff, in order to, again, get Donald Trump out of the headlines as far as his involvement in the Donald Trump files, with the side mention of Jeffrey Epstein, and also Benjamin Netanyahu, to get himself out of the headlines as far as, the investigations into his corruption inside of Israel, and also the International Criminal Court's warrant into his war crimes. So both of these maniacal genocidal freaks have ample excuses, ample reasons in which they wanted to start and perpetrate this war. And again, you and I are paying the price, not only you and I, but also the European partners, European allies, people in Asia, Asian allies as well. And of course, obviously, the people inside of the Middle East that have now been displaced by the millions, that have been bombed out of their homes, that have had, families ripped from them, that, their schools have been hit, their hospitals have been hit. That's who's ultimately paying the price in this for the benefits and gain of Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump there. All right, let's just dive into this last clip that I wanted to take a look at. I do think I got through everything else that I wanted to look at. Let me just make sure. Oh, no, there was this. Let me see. We'll take a look at this real quick. I just want to see if there's any action taking place. I wanted to see if there was anything going on as Donald Trump was kind of speaking last night that we could point to. Let's see here. Just kind of going through OSINT's last couple posts. Sirens now across central Israel following the launch of a new wave of Iranian ballistic missiles against the country. I knew it wasn't long. It's never long when when you go through some of these clips and the articles and the news, the pieces of news to come out before you go through another piece of evidence suggesting that Iran still has the capabilities of not only launching on Israel and the surrounding regions, but also to get through the air defenses, to get through the Iron Dome and strike. So again, this is from 4 hours ago. Sirens across central Israel now blaring following the launch of a new Iranian ballistic wave. Let's see here as we go on. This is just reset. Let me see. What was this one? During the latest wave of Iranian ballistic missile strikes on Israel, a ballistic missile impacted the central city of Peta. No injuries have been reported at this time. Let's see. I think this is footage from it right here. One more time. So again, as the 20-minute address last night wanted you to believe that the Iranian missile and drone capabilities have been totally eradicated, we continue to report that things like that the United States could only confirm about a third of the Iranian missiles that were actually destroyed. The rest of them they were kind of presuming were either damaged or underground, which just means able to be used, able to be repaired, and able to be used again. So again, just to highlight the inconsistencies and the discrepancies between what you're being told and exactly what we're seeing. We continue to have to show you these, unfortunate pieces of footage, unfortunate pieces of news to show you exactly what's taking place. This was earlier today. The B-1 bridge in the northern western Tehran was targeted by U.S. and Israeli strikes amidst an up-tempo and joint U.S. strike operation announced by the U.S. and Donald Trump last night. So again, we're seeing that continue as far as strikes taking place on Iranian soil. And I think that's pretty much the basis. Let me see. What was this one? The UAE has published today's daily report. They have engaged 19 ballistic missiles and 26 one-way attack drones over the last 24 hours. Again, does that sound like what Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth want you to believe? I mean, in conjunction with what Israel is now perpetrating inside of Lebanon, in conjunction with what we've seen perpetrated in the West Bank, and the kind of the uptick in violence in action as far as Israeli settlers trying to move Palestinians out of their territory, out of their land in the West Bank, that has really started to see an uptick. We saw the other day, we played the other day, the CNN crew that was kind of harassed and held at gunpoint. The IDF soldiers that came out and said the quiet part out loud again, where they know it was illegal for the settlers to be there. They know it was illegal for them to be defending the settlers and protecting the settlers, but and it wasn't their land, but they also knew it was going to be their land because Benjamin Netanyahu was going to make it their land at some point. And they have no problems whatsoever with the genocide going on. They have no problems whatsoever with any of the actions or tactics that Israel is using in order to eradicate the Palestinian people, or again, the people in Lebanon. So again, I am getting more and more radicalized by the day as far as that's concerned, against the actions of Benjamin Netanyahu and the government of Israel. And again, anybody that's supporting that, I don't care what color, religion, race you are, if you're supportive of that, then fuck you. You're a genocidal piece of shit. And I don't care if you're inside of Israel, outside of Israel, or where the fuck you reside. Fuck yourself. You're a sick prick, and you don't deserve to have any fucking respect shown to you whatsoever. And again, I don't care who, what, where, what color, what size, what dimensions you are. Fuck yourself in every fucking possible situation as far as that's concerned. All right, let's dive into this last clip that I wanted to take a look at here. And again, this is more of a making fun of clip, if I do say myself. This is a secondary clip about the Adam Sosnick Dave Smith debate that happened on Piers Morgan, where Dave Smith basically told Adam that nobody cares about him and that the only person that really loves him is his mother. And Adam had no comeback for it. Well, Adam performed so poorly on that podcast with Piers Morgan and Dave Smith that even fucking Patrick Bet David had to bring it up live in public on his podcast. Oops, sorry, hold on. Tim Pool started talking in my ear again. But yeah, so he even, like, this is something you think would be addressed behind the scenes. Like, you think this would be addressed in the, in the back room, in the green room before you go on. Like, this is not something you think would be, or like necessarily had to be addressed in front of the public, like on your podcast. But again, lots and lots of people having bad comments. Lots and lots of people don't like Adam, think he's kind of the worst part of the show. And this has been a kind of a through line consistency for a while now. So I think to a large extent, Patrick Bet David is getting fed up with it, and definitely kind of wants to make him feel the wrath because of the embarrassment that he put on the show. That clip went viral. A lot of people saw it. A lot of people, clearly representing Adam as being a part of the Patrick Bet David universe. So again, not a good look for PBD, the pretty big douchebag, as I call him. So again, let's see if we can dive into just a couple minutes, and then we'll get into some thank yous, some signs and shows of appreciation for everybody that sent in a Venmo, whether you sent in a super sticker or whatever you did. Any contribution to the show is recognized. So thank you guys so much, and let me know who's getting the merch. Let me know anybody buying merch, if you like the merch, if it's good quality, anything like that, because there are some people that should be should be receiving their merch pretty soon, if not already. So let me know what the thoughts are, what the feedback is. Give us everything, all of the opinions that you have. We want to know, and I really do value everything that you guys say. So I appreciate you guys. And again, here's a pretty big douchebag going after Adam for his piss poor showing on the debate with with Dave Smith on with Piers Morgan. And again, hit that like button. I'm Boston Brian. Let's end the show on this one. These idiots laughing and yelling at each other. Here we go.
Adam, you were on the Dave Smith. You and Dave Smith did a debate together on what do you call it? On Piers Morgan. I think that's the first time you were ever on.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the market has responded, and they've been saying their thoughts on how it went, what you did, what was said.
He's really trying to fucking sugarcoat this. right? He's really trying to beat around the bush. What he wants to say is the market has reacted. People can't fucking stand you. All of the comments hated your guts and laughed at fucking your expense uncontrollably, and it was a bad look for this show. That's exactly what he wants to say. That's the translation. But he's going to try to put it in like business terms. You see how he said the market responded? No. The people that watch, the fans, the people that view the show responded, and they can't fucking stand you and thought you were an absolute loser. That's what PBD wants to say.
Davis retweeted and said something about this is the end of Adam funeral. He made some comments that went viral. You've responded. You made some videos.
Absolutely, Helvetica. Absolutely. You're fucking spot on with that one. You caught it as well as I did. The market has responded, right? That's basically how he's trying to butter this up a little bit, making it seem like it's like a market response, like his business acumen is coming into play. This fucking douchebag that scams everybody left, right, and center, whether it's fucking Manect and charging $43,000 to get some sort of video response from this cocksucker. Like, who the fuck would pay that? You'd have to be a joker, right? God damn, I don't care how much money you have. If that's something that you're spending it on, you don't deserve to have a fucking penny in your pocket as far as that's concerned. But all of the grifting and the fucking pyramid schemes that this motherfucker's involved in, like this son of a bitch, you're spot on, Helvetica. Spot on. Good catch as far as that's concerned.
At him as well. But I just want to kind of get, because a lot of times from the audience, you have to know how this works. The audience sits there and watches and says, I know for a fact Pat prepped him and the team prepped him and this and this and that, and they don't know what happens. I want you to share with us, because the audience is curious. They're asking me.
You see how he's approaching this? How it's a bad look on him. It's a bad representation of him and the show. Like, you hear what he just said? Like, people are going into that expecting that, like the team, like Patrick and the team would have prepped him, would have got him kind of ready to go as far as the facts and the figures are concerned. So he had this ammunition to go into this debate. So he's not talking about like Adam going in there and ruining his career or ruining his chance as far as his first appearance on with Piers Morgan. He's more pissed off that people are relating him to the Pretty Big Douchebag podcast as far as in relationship with Patrick Bet-David. That's what he's more concerned with, the market reaction to him having Adam on his podcast and not being able to perform and being that kind of left out in the cold and that unprepared and that, incapable of engaging in a proper debate. Like holding up a piece of paper that he jotted down a couple of stars. Like it was a fucking embarrassment. The whole thing was an embarrassment. And again, Dave Smith, no friend of the show, people kind of come to the same conclusions for different reasons, very different reasons sometimes. So again, take it with a grain of salt that kind of Dave Smith won in this regard. And that we kind of have to call it as a win. So I'm curious how upset peanut butter dickhead gets here as far as the bad look on his podcast.
What is your impression on how you did on the debate with Dave Smith?
Well, despite what you think, I haven't listened or watched any of the internet comments.
Bullshit. Not buying it for a goddamn second. Not buying it for a goddamn second. These people don't care what the clip is as long as they go viral, as long as they get the clicks, right? If it's blowing up on Twitter, you can be damn sure Adam was definitely looking and taking a look at the reactions and the quote tweets and everybody that had something to say and the comments underneath the video. Bull fucking shit. Calling that one out right away.
I don't go onto Twitter. I don't
lies.
Check the comments. It's
lies.
just not something that I do. Some people are messaging me on Manect. What do you think? I don't know. People are saying stuff, and I'm listening to a
Manect. Jesus H Christ. People are fucking still using that. Like, that's how you know that there are still suckers and losers out there that follow this shit to the point where they're going to spend money on fucking Adam Sosnick on Manect. Like, good God. Now you wonder, now you know why the people like Candace Owens, the people like Tim Pool, and the people like Megyn Kelly and the rest of these fucking fools are all vying for that next spot when Donald Trump eventually croaks, like whatever their next movement is. They want to be right there to take advantage of the people that are still willing, ready, and able to throw all of their fucking money and resources at these fucking idiots. That's why you're now seeing the fight, because it's still a profitable venture. The amount of money that they see Donald Trump raking in through his corruption in his second term is definitely fucking appealing to these bastards, right? Every single one of them that is in it for the money is in it for the paycheck and the clicks, and they don't care how much they have to lie. They don't care how much hurt or ruin they put upon this country as long as they continue to rake in that money. Like these people, that's all they fucking care about, right? So to think that he's not out there kind of looking at the responses and the clicks that he was getting, it's just, I'm not buying it. Not buying it.
Song called "Ain't Nothing Gonna Break My Stride, Ain't Nothing Gonna Slow Me Down," and that's how I feel.
Can you not ruin that song for me, please? Ever again? Can you just not do that ever a fucking again? I'm not going to stand for it. I will not stand for you ruining that song for me. That was just an absolute fucking abomination. Whatever that was, I know you're uncomfortable right now because your boss is pretty much screwing you on live air right now. He's pretty much throwing you in the corner with the dunce cap on, live on broadcast at this point. But please don't do that again.
About this. So they told me last minute, hey, you're going to go on Piers Morgan. Sure. I think Tom was maybe going to do it. Tom wasn't able to do it. They called me
I
up.
bet you wish Tom did it now. Boy, does he wish he had a cold. I wish you caught a sniffle in there and you had Tom step in for you at this point, don't you? God damn it. Not only you got it on Piers Morgan, but now you're going to fucking get it again on your own show. Like, what an absolute slap in the face that is. Can't even get a moment of peace on his own fucking show. Or not his show, but the show that he's, directly affiliated with, right? His main broadcast that he's on. Can't even get a break there.
I said, sure, I'll debate Dave Smith. Listen, there's no doubt that Dave Smith is smart or wise or well-read.
Yeah.
The same thing could be said about when you debated a room full of 20 communists on Jubilee. They were all very smart. I was very impressed by all these people. But just because you're smart doesn't mean you're wise. Now, do I think Dave Smith is smart and capable? Sure. Do I think he's funny? No. Do I think he's right? Definitely not.
I'm asking
luckily, that wasn't a debate about fucking comedy, right? Luckily, the Piers Morgan wasn't a debate on who was funnier. It was, again, who was right on the topics, who was right on the current news events and your take on them. It had nothing to do with comedy. Again, I've never seen Dave Smith do a fucking ounce of comedy in my life. I know everybody calls him a comedian, but I've never seen him tell a joke. But I have seen him comment on politics. A lot of it he gets wrong. A lot of it is wild and inconsistent. Some of the time he gets it right. Right. This time he just happened to blow the doors off of Adam with a couple good points, and Adam had nothing to return with. And now peanut butter fucking douchebag here is kind of curious as to why his show gets such a bad rap now and why Adam was so unprepared.
How do you think you did?
I think I did fine. My intention wasn't to play nice. So I went on Piers Morgan. I don't really have plans on going on Piers Morgan every single day. That's not my thing. It's a food fight every single day. Respect to Piers Morgan. I wanted to make some waves. That was my methodology. I could be right. I could be wrong. I don't care.
Okay. So
the problem is
you said you don't care?
No, meaning like I don't care what the market thinks of me.
Yeah.
I know what I believe. I know who I am. I know what I stand for.
I know my own truth. He's about 2 seconds away from coming out and saying, I know my own truth. It's my truth. I know it. And I don't care what anybody else thinks about it. I know my truth and my reality.
And for what America stands for. Dave Smith, what pissed me off, he continues to say that America is the greatest terrorist regime in the world.
So what?
And that Israel is the greatest terror regime in the Middle East.
So what? That's his argument.
Sure. That's his argument. My point was that only 1% of Americans vote for libertarians. He's a hardcore radical libertarian.
Okay.
So when you wrote the book, Choose Your Enemies Wisely, you said, who's your enemy?
Yeah.
I said, I don't know who my enemy is. I don't really have a lot of enemies. You know me, Pat. It's a big difference between the internet and comments in real life. I walk around in real life. I have zero issues.
You don't have issues there. That's
okay.
not the conversation
So
I'm having.
the conversation that I was just basically establishing is that Dave Smith, as potent as he might be.
Jesus Christ, stuttering and stammering on his own show. I'm curious what Patrick has to say in return here.
So ask whether you agree with the guy or not. Joe likes Dave, right? So the question you got to ask yourself is, from my perspective, there is issues, there is approach, there is what's next for you. When I look at everybody in a marketplace, including myself, everybody in a marketplace, including myself, I leave and I say, okay, how am I recreating myself for this next phase? What areas do I have where it's a leak for me? What habits do I have that I need to pay attention to? When we started building an insurance company, yesterday I had Lee Strobel on. We had a great conversation together.
All right, we don't have to go into too much more of that. But he does go on and basically tell Adam that he has to kind of reinvent himself after that moment on with Piers Morgan. Like he has to figure out where he's going to go from here. like basically saying that you have to figure out how you're going to go out and kind of fix the problem that you've now created for this show. Now, people don't kind of, people are looking at this show as a joke because we have you on. Not that they didn't look at it as a joke before, but this is what Patrick Bet-David is trying to get across in this. He's way more upset that people find him kind of related to this show, and that people, when they're bringing up his appearance on Piers Morgan, are calling him kind of the Patrick Bet-David guy. And now it's kind of him that's having to go on there and be like, well, you made us look bad, while also not saying you made us look bad, while also telling Adam he has to reinvent himself. Why else would you have to reinvent yourself if you didn't go out there and make a complete ass out of yourself? So again, Adam doesn't even get a moment of peace on his own show. But it's good to see that these people are now fucking really facing the heat as far as being completely wrong and incapable of facing and engaging in a debate. Not only that, but the people that are now coming out like Tim Pool and basically reporting bad news after bad news after bad news. Obviously, we saw and covered earlier that Pam Bondi was out as AG, and Donald Trump's unwillingness to fire these people because of what Pam Bondi might know. Again, that's something that you guys should be kind of paying attention to. Everybody should be paying attention to the fact that, these people aren't getting fired outright, but getting kind of, transferred to these fucking unheard of positions so they can continue to get a paycheck, so they can continue to have this, at least the power and the privilege to say that they're still somewhat in the administration or involved in the government. Hopefully that'll keep them happy. Hopefully that will satisfy them so they don't come out and start blowing whistles as to what was actually in the Epstein files that they failed to release. Hopefully maybe somebody gets to Pam Bondi's ear. Maybe the pressure continuously gets put on Pam Bondi to maybe somehow, whether it's like a arrest, maybe it's the threat of prosecution, the threat of hearings and committee meetings as far as her obfuscation, her lies that she told and was responsible for under oath. But we got to put the pressure on her to really come out and tell the American people exactly what was in those files, exactly what was redacted, why it was redacted, whether that's, giving her the whistleblower kind of protections as far as that's concerned, or we go another path. I think that's something we absolutely have to continue to do, is mock, ridicule, harass her into, again, releasing all of the knowledge and information that she definitely has above and beyond anything that was released to the public. So again, I appreciate you guys joining me. Great show today, as always, but I'm biased. If you guys thought it was a great show, leave a comment after it's posted. Tell me what you guys like about the show. Tell me what you guys want to change about the show. What do you think we can do better? I'm always up for hearing about changes and your opinions. But again, if you do like what you're hearing, if you like what you're seeing, if you find yourself sticking around, if it's your first time here, think about liking the stream. Think about, subscribing to the channel. We're trying to get to 20,000. Obviously, we got to get to 17, 18, and 19 first. But again, if we don't set our goals, high and well in advance, then again, what are we setting goals for? So let's get to 20K, guys. I know it's tough doing live streams. I know a lot of people are more into the shortened 7 to 10 minute edited video kind of things, and that's more of a way to grow the channel more quickly. But again, I do really appreciate all of the support and you guys coming back time and time again to the people that do watch this live stream every single day. When I'm on, so I really do appreciate you guys. What do you say we get into thanking some of the people on Venmo that were nice enough to contribute and send in a Venmo today, and then we'll hop over to YouTube and thank everybody on the old YouTube side of things for their contributions. Thank you. Oh, come on, Tom. Thank you so much. First and foremost today on Venmo, thank you so much, Tom Altaboy in the chat. Let's give a shout out and a W, Tom, in the chat. Hey, bro, looks like I'm stuck in the hospital for a while. My heart is not ticking too well. Lungs suck too. Tell everyone I give them my love and send them my love to you. Oh, Tom, come on, man. I am so sorry, dude. Sorry to hear about you being back in the hospital. I did send you an email yesterday letting you know if you needed anything, if there was anything that I could do for you, if there's anything you need sent. I'd be more than happy to send it. I'd be more than happy to order it. I'd be more than happy to get involved any way that I can. If you need help with a GoFundMe, if you need help with raising some funds and some please. By the way, thank you so much for your contribution. But if you're going to need that, if that is more beneficial to you and more better utilized advised for your help, then please, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you sharing and liking and subscribing. But don't please put yourself in a position where you need these funds in order to continue living. You know what I mean? It's not why I do this. It's not why I'm here. But shout out to you, sending all the good vibes, all the positive vibes we possibly can. Everybody from Blunt Politics and me here, we love you, Tom. We appreciate you. We wish you well, and we hope you're out of the hospital very, very soon. And again, let me know if there's anything that we can do for you, brother. I appreciate you, dude. Sorry about all the bad luck and the bad news lately. Thank you so much, Tom and Victoria, in celebration of Tom and Victoria's 27th anniversary. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Round of applause. W's in the chat for Thomas and Victoria. Let's fucking go. The Hamels are in the house. Congratulations on 27 years of marriage. You two are very deserving of a night out, of some relaxation. I hope you get it. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time, of your anniversary here with me. That is very, very nice and very generous of you. And thank you for everything that you've continuously done for the channel. So, Tom, thank you so much. Both Toms. Tom just seems to be, a name for good people as far as that's concerned. And thank you so much to Peter as well. Truth and Honor, Blunt Politics, he says. Really do appreciate that, Peter. Thank you so much. I'll say Peter R. I don't want to give too much away, but I want to make sure I specify who it is. Thank you so much, Yakov, as well, over the last couple of days. Yakov, Damon, V. Sawyer. Thank you so much to Roger C. Thank you so much to Jenny Faye. Thank you so much to Claudia. Thank you so much to Jennifer as well up there in Maine. You guys are fantastic. Thank you to both of you guys for everything that you guys continue to do for the channel. Thank you to the mods while I'm thinking about it. Thank you to Candy. Thank you to Tanya M. Thank you to Jeff D. Thank you to Andrea as well. Thank you to Maria T. Thank you to Michelle E. Very much appreciate you guys over the last couple of days in the way that you've been taken care of and contributing to the show. Again, we're trying to do this the right way. We're trying to do it independently. This is truly independent media. There is, in every sense of the word, this is not one of those channels that calls itself independent media, but also has commercials and ads 47 fucking times in a video that they call the most important video every single time. Not to bring up any specific channels, but you guys know what I'm talking about. There's a few of them where you can't dive into their show without hitting a fucking ad. And it's kind of it's really frustrating. It's annoying. And again, I try not to do it that way, and it's only with your help and your contributions that we are able to continue, that I'm able to put food on the table, keep the lights on. Maybe one day we'll be able to do that without robbing Peter to pee Paul. To pee Paul. I didn't pee anybody, I promise. I pay people. I don't pee people. That's weird. But thank you to everybody on Venmo. Let's go over here on the YouTube side of things and thank everybody, and I'll get you guys out of here today. Thank you so much to Greg, first up on the YouTube side of things. Very much appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for the $10 contribution. Greg Edmond 9939. W's in the chat to you, my brother. If you are a Gulf oil exporter and hear Trump say to your former customers, quote, the U.S. has plenty of oil and gas, come buy it from us, shouldn't you be a little suspicious about why he started this war? Not only that, but the fact that he doesn't recognize that we don't have enough to supply the world with oil and ourselves with oil. Like the fact that he's that fucking incompetent and that ignorant and that dumb enough to suggest that don't worry about the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. Don't worry about the...
One of the guys I would study a lot was Billy Graham. And Billy Graham and his friends in 1948, they came out with
don't worry about the Asian markets that are now struggling mightily. Their economies are now fucking seeing, the biggest pinch they've seen in years right now. Like the prices are now increasing at the most rapid rate they've ever increased as far as oil exports are concerned. All of those things taken into effect. And he thinks that we're going to be able to supply the entire world, their oil as well as have enough for us. That's just fucking absolutely asinine. It's ridiculous. He thinks there's this like enormous pool that we just have unlimited straws in the ground all the time. And he can just at any moment in time go and suck up the straw and pull up oil out of the ground. He doesn't understand how it works. He doesn't understand how much we use. He doesn't understand how much we use compared to how much we process here. I mean, again, it's a subject that he says he knows more than anybody about, but he knows absolutely fucking jack dick all about. That he doesn't know anything. So Greg, absolutely right. People should be suspicious to why he started this in the first place. Not only that, but obviously the market manipulations that have come throughout. Great point. I appreciate you, Greg. Thank you so much for being here. Very much appreciate you and your contributions. Thank you for Dame Dog W in the chat. For Dame, gifting one membership in there. We appreciate you, brother. Tomas, what's going on, dude? W's in the chat for Tomas as well. Shout out to you, brother, for the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much to both you, Dame, and Tomas, for the gifted memberships there. Fantastic opportunity for people to receive a membership in the chat, especially people that have been here for quite some time that may not have the opportunity or the financial ability to come in and pay for a YouTube membership. It is a really positive and generous gesture, I should say, for people to gift the memberships like that. So shout out, please, and everybody giving W's in the chat for that. Corey, thank you so much for your $20 contribution. As always, really do appreciate this, brother. Seems to be a habit here, and I do appreciate the habit. So thank you so much. It goes doesn't go unnoticed, and it is very much appreciated, Corey. I hope you're having a wonderful day. That goes for Peter, 3.4, dude. What can I say, man? 50 gifted memberships is fucking incredible. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I love your little picture that you got there as well. If you can send me one of those dolls, I would absolutely be sticking some pins in it for sure. So if you got a couple extra floating around, send them my way. But Peter, I mean, what can I say? Thank you from literally the bottom of my heart for your contributions here, for the 50 gifted memberships. That's 50 people in the chat that were watching today that now receive memberships for a month. So thank you guys so much. And again, if you guys do receive a gifted membership, please think about re-upping on that membership when the month runs out. A lot of the times we get fantastic people like Peter in here, gifted memberships, substantial amounts of memberships, and then they tend to run out all at the same time. And then we see these like drastic fluctuations in, the amount of memberships and, of course, what it means to the show. So again, if you find some value in the show, if you find yourself coming back and you can financially afford to re-up on the membership, please think about doing so. And Peter, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Really, really thank you so much, truly, for the 50 gifted memberships. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Nina, thank you so much. Does she feel embarrassed being Attorney General, being fired by a convicted felon? Oh shit, that's how fucking ass backwards in a time frame we are, in the timeline we are right now, Nina. The Attorney General getting fired by a 34 fucking time convicted felon. It's not funny. It's not funny, but holy shit, is it wild? Is it fucking wild? That's literally the situation. That's the situation. The guy that was involved in the Epstein files, that this lady just helped protect, that this lady just helped fucking, cover up, was just fired by the person that was in the Epstein files that she just had to cover up his crimes. Again, if there's any fucking clear indication as to where the state of the union, the state of our country is, the state of our government at least is right now, look no further than this fucking fact and this happening and taking place. So fucking good point, Nina. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Christine, thank you, Christine Doran Blankenship, 1947. Thank you very much for becoming a new YouTube member. Very much appreciate that. We welcome you to the community. I hope you find a safe and warm and welcoming environment. We have, in my opinion, and again, I'm biased, but we have built here one of the most fantastic communities on the internet, one of the most loyal, one of the most aggressive, one of the most passionate chats in communities that we've ever fucking built in this regard, and I am very proud of that fact. And again, the people that we bring into the community, everybody is very welcoming and very nice, and we seem to attract the right people. So Christine, you must be the right people. Very much appreciate you. Shaki, good to see you, Shaki. Hang in there, my friends. Thank you so much for the £2. Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you so much for your viewership, your loyalty, your friendship, your jokes, your humor. Thank you so much for everything. We appreciate you, and we certainly will hang in there. And thank you for your support, really, honestly and truly. It means a lot for people all over the world that show their support as above and beyond their disgust. A lot of people in the in and around the world right now kind of hating on, for good reason, the United States. So to have people out there supporting and kind of, standing with the people of the United States that are against what this regime is doing is very, very beneficial. So Shaki, people like Jordan, people like Yvonne, and everybody else that's watching from outside of the United States, big thank you and a big applause, big pat on the back for you guys for your support. I really do appreciate it. And a big apology. We do owe you that much too. A big apology for everything that this country is kind of perpetrated upon you guys and is responsible for right now. On behalf of everybody here, I'd like to apologize for it. So thank you, Shaki, again. Thank you, JD, for the super sticker. Good to see you, my friend. Love seeing you in the chat, as always. A very valued member of the community, owner and proprietor of the JD Swearja I'm gonna have to get a big like Poland Springs bottle at some point, put it behind me with a little JD symbol on it. I appreciate you though, brother. Thank you so much. And then rounding it out today, oh Tilly, I know who that is. Thank you so much, Till. I appreciate that. Proud of you for all your hard work and dedication. Your passion is contagious. Keep it up. Love watching this community grow. Thank you so much, Till. I'm not sure if you want to be outed at this moment in time, so I'll keep it as as secret as possible, but I really do appreciate you. I love you very much. Thank you for everything. Thank you for all of your support, and I'll be here for anything that you need. You know that. So thank you guys for everything that you do. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for hitting. Oh, thank you guys. Raid 25th Century Suffragettes. What time are they on? What time are they on? I'm not good at the whole rating thing. But anybody that's got some great creators to go ahead and pay attention to and listen to. I think it was the 21st. I don't know. I was that a mistype? Again, whether that's 21st, whoever you guys are going to watch, I really do appreciate you guys for taking the time out, showing your passion and your aggression in this chat. I see you guys in all of the other chats as well. So again, big respect. Big shout out to everybody going out and representing in all of these other communities as well. That goes for the mods too that are here. I know you guys work very, very hard, not only in this community, but for other communities as well. So shout out to you guys, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, or Substack. Thank you for everything that you do. And go ahead, go support whatever channels, whatever creators, whatever shows that you guys want to create, want to support and want to watch. I recommend any and all of them. So thank you guys. I appreciate you. I'm Boston Brian. Again, right here at Blunt Politics. Stay loud, stay proud, stay aggressive. Please contribute to the show. Again, no ads, no financial backers, no corporate sponsors. Truly independent commentary here from Boston Brian, from me. So thank you guys. Hit that like button on the way out. And I very, very, very much appreciate everything that you're doing. Tom, I don't know if you see the shirt, but this thing's badass. So shout out to Tom and Victoria for the shirt again. So appreciate you guys. And I'll see you tomorrow for the Friday show. That's going to be 2 p.m. here on the East Coast, 11 a.m. on the West Coast. Make sure you guys are going to bostonbrian.com. You can check out all of my links to my social media platforms. You can check out the merch store, the Blunt Politics shop, which is, again, growing by the second. So go get your merch out there. Represent. Post it on social media. I will repost. We'll post it on the website if it's okay with you. Get out there, support the show. Let's grow this community even further. So I appreciate you guys. I'm out. Love you. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you. Thank you to the mods again. Love you.
To officially name the undisputed. When did this come out? We're inviting Americans from all across the country to come. The kidney has a very special place in the heart. It's an incredible thing. For minors, do we love minors? I love minors. The undisputed champion of beautiful, clean coal. Obama. Obama. What in the hell was that all about?
Hey, you got a little chubby going there.
Venezuelan killers, street gangs, occupying the town with MK-47s. I know that gun very well. I got to know it.
I mean, they've been conserved since the time of lobsters, right? There weren't trees around when lobsters first manifested themselves on the planet.
Yes, of course, hence the name. Movement, it moves a certain distance, then it stops, you see? A revolution gets its name by always coming back around in your face. You tried to kill me, you son of a bitch. So welcome to the revolution.
I'm standing up here bashing the living shit out of Nazis.
Our army manned the air. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do. What uranium is, right? This thing called nuclear weapons and other things, like lots of things are done with uranium, including some bad things.
How do you lie to the FBI and now you're running for president? Seriously, how do you lie to the FBI and now you're running for president?
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Where you going?
Nowhere.
Call them dumps, big massive dumps.
When you ran out the healthy arms, you ran out of really healthy. They had great arms, but they ran out. It's called sports. It's called baseball in particular, and pitchers, I guess you could say, in really particular.
Cacophony, a crescendo, a finale, a coup de grace.
The big